All right, Charlotte, let's blow the roof off this venue. You guys ready for the grand finals? One more time, are you ready for the grand finals? Let's get it going. On set, Brav, take us away.
It's a Sunday night here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for us to get into a grand finals. Onset and Bravo with, again, the pleasure and the privilege of calling the action here. And this was the matchup that we were thinking about, that we were dreaming of when we were building into this season, into this tournament itself. And now it's just a matchup we can't take our eyes off.
That's it, this is the matchup we've been waiting for. We waited 4 months for this matchup, and FaZe waited 4 months for their chance to take down Optic Gaming and try to dethrone them. And let's not forget, they were essentially just a flag or two away, and 8 or so minutes away from 3-0ing Optic Gaming earlier today. However, Optic Gaming in true Greenwall fashion, they rally back, and they reverse sweep FaZe Clan to send FaZe to the elimination bracket and set up what we knew would be the grand final we would find ourselves with here in Charlotte.
And speaking about rallying, let's talk about FaZe themselves, right? Because they've had to rally back. They just went into that elimination finals and they dealt with Space Station, who historically been a little bit of a bogey team for them, that lineup. But Renegade been the difference maker in that matchup. The question is, of course, first job first. Can FaZe reset the bracket? Will they send this one the distance? Or have Optic got a mental edge coming into this series after what we saw in that winners bracket finals?
That's right, you heard KotH and Gaskin talking about looking at the series layout, that maybe they thought a series reset was on the way, and certainly sign us up. We'd love to see 14 games here in Charlotte tonight. Here's a look at your first 7. As a reminder, if Optic Gaming closes this out in one series, they will be your champions here in Charlotte. However, if FaZe Clan wins the first best of 7, it will send us to a second grand final best of 7.
The fact that we get best of 7s as well always gives us the right result. It means that every single player on every single team cannot afford to have an off series, an off game, if you want to call yourself the champions. We can see here in the crowd, you got the Optic fans kind of mingling in with the FaZe fans as well. Maybe just trying to make a little bit more noise than each other, a little bit of a friendly rivalry going on there, but certainly nothing friendly about what we're about to see in this series. It is going to be an absolute slobber knocker.
It really is. It's been an unbelievable series so far between these two, and as we said earlier, you could not have written a better script for our first winners bracket final between these two teams. Dramatic fashion. The Greenwall climbs back. It required an overtime win. It required digging deep, TriPPPeY staying alive in miracle fashion on live fire. Strongholds waiting for the support of his teammates, and he did it when it mattered most, brings the Greenwall back into the series, and then they have a dominating Game 5 to close it out. As you say, perhaps a mental edge for Optic in our grand finals.
A couple of things to focus on, a couple of players to watch in this series as well, kind of basing on what we saw in that winners bracket final. First of all, on the FaZe side, Renegade came out of the traps like a whippet. He was absolutely dominating, but maybe the momentum and the adrenaline got to him a little bit. Some rash decisions, maybe in those first couple of games, a little bit of teabagging that we saw going on, may have come back to bite him. A chance to put that right. But on the other side of the stage, TriPPPeY, a man who grew into the series game after game and ended up the man who took the series home for Optic.
Just to give you an idea, TriPPPeY in maps 1 and 2 was a .75 KD. In maps 3, 4, and 5, he goes to 1.18. But hold the phone, in map 5, he goes 19 and 9, a 2.1 KD to send them into the grand finals. Can he and the Greenwall do it again? That's the question. Game number 1 gonna be on live fire.
It's a Sunday night here in Charlotte, and you know what that means, everyone. Make some noise for Optic Gaming and FaZe Clan. Our grand finals is live. And speaking of live fire is where we go first for some Strongholds.
Strongholds 250 points to win, 12 minutes on the clock, and this will be a very, very fast-paced way to start off your grand finals. As we said, it was written in the stars, it always had to be Optic versus FaZe Clan, and we are underway with Formal.
Mr. Championship Sunday on our screens right now. The perfect POV to start with, and almost perfect shots out with Battle Rifle to start as well. A great start here for Optic Gaming. 2 dead already, 2 FaZe Clan members in the death screen, 10 seconds till that OV.
3 dead there, as I'll get the 3rd kill. Only 1 player alive. As you said, an overshield grab as well. It is a picture-perfect start for Optic Gaming and complete control of the overshield side.
Formal trying to push past that overshield. Most importantly, to create the space for his teammates to come and pick that up. 2v2 momentarily on the map, but Lucid does have that sniper rifle, and a 2v2 can change very, very quickly, especially when you give him an OS. Leaves that one to a teammate, tries to take out Renegade, has to turn back to finish off the job himself, but FaZe find themselves 3 dead, Frosty and Royal 2. Frosty gets a little bit fortunate with Royal 2 spawning behind him there, but a trip cap off the break. First points come in the form of a triple cap here for Optic.
Lucid just painting by numbers, taking his targets as he pleases, one at a time. Also hits the body in the tap and lives to tell the tale. As you say, trip cap early on. 20 points already on the board for Optic Gaming.
Good job though from FaZe, just to at least kind of level the numbers a little bit in the game. They get control of B, they get a couple of kills. Formal that keeps hold of the sniper rifle. Frosty manages to pick up a kill on TriPPPeY before he takes himself down, and now there's going to be a play made on A and C by FaZe. So let's put this in perspective. Let's roll things back. Forget the triple cap, because Formal's still on the map, and he's still got a sniper rifle. Finally going to be taken down, but FaZe in that position momentarily were under a triple cap. 4 dead, they fought out of it. They managed to get control for just a few seconds, but now Optic flipped that back on its head.
Look how fast it flips, just like you say. World 2 does well to take down Formal, but loses map control yet again. He'll get the kill on Lucid, now rotate to bridge.
Has a chance to hit some important shots here on APG. Line him up, Royal 2. TriPPPeY, you might be next. TriPPPeY, though, wins that fight. Confidence from TriPPPeY, re-challenging after what he just saw his teammate experience.
Absolutely, and like you said, lining it up. By the way, all eyes on that overshield. Lucid might get his second in a row. It looks like he had the time. You already heard the pop-off screen. Guess what? Here comes Lucid once again. Gonna take the same exact route off of the overshield and continue pushing in. It looks like a little bit of deja vu as he picks up another one on Frosty at scoreboard.
And that's gonna be 4 dead here for FaZe Clan as well. Royal 2 goes down. That's gonna be B and A getting flipped. FaZe already dipping their toes into C, and that's just going to give Renegade's position away. It's an easy transition here, and this is another triple cap now in the hands of Optic, and it's the overshield again. That's been the story here on Livefire. The separating element has always been that power-up.
And who else but Tommy Wilson? Once again, he's the right place, the right time. He picks up that overshield off of the support from Optic Gaming, and as you said, it's been the difference maker. Also, Formal the difference maker. He's 8-2 in game 1.
8-2 from Formal, Mr. Championship Sunday. Nobody knows how to get a ring or a trophy lifted better than he does at the moment. TriPPPeY with the heat wave is certainly going to have more power for Optic to play with, and he might be able to steal this sniper rifle away. Formal again, first in the kill feed. And now Optic can just hold. B and C in their control, and they're about to cross 100 points here without really seeing FaZe respond.
Look at TriPPPeY, the gatekeeper on the dummy door. You shall not pass. Heat wave in hand. He knew exactly the sideline he needed to hold, and now he knows he needs to also hold down the nest, and a little bit of deja vu for him as well. He's still absolutely destroying with the heat wave.
TriPPPeY loves this weapon. And Optic at the moment loving this game. They are dominating FaZe. They're going to be able to flip B. And what on earth did I just see him do?
Oh my God, we've seen people pre-nade the bridge with the spike, but how about to get the stick on the bridge as well? TriPPPeY is firing on all cylinders, and he is getting scarier and scarier as Championship Sunday goes on.
Doing so much damage as well. Finally, it's going to be slowed down, but not after putting 10 kills on the board, plus 7 assists, 17 contributions to kills already in this game from TriPPPeY. And FaZe is really struggling to get any sort of foothold. The overshield has got to be going into their hands if they want to. Finally, it does. And from the back of that, AC, they can control those now. They can make a push where they need to, led by SnakeBite here with the OS.
SnakeBite, the captain. We call him the general here as well. Knows what he needs to do for this team. First of all, needs to make sure he doesn't get repulsed off the back of this map. It's a clean double for SnakeBite. And as you say, the overshield, the difference maker for them. FaZe finally with signs of life, and they rally back here. They've tripled their score in the last few moments, and we'll see if they can keep this up.
And SnakeBite had a little bit of a slow series in comparison to what we've seen him do up until that winners bracket final, where he was pretty much just destroying everyone, doing everything right. He's a player to keep your eyes on in this series. Can he match that kind of form? Because we've already seen you can't afford an off game if you want to be coming out on top on any of the game types we're about to see in front of us. And FaZe are starting to rally here. FaZe starting to claw back that lead early on that was established by Optic.
SnakeBite going to stay alive here. Repulsor in hand as well as he makes his way to A. It's going to be 4 dead for Optic Gaming, and FaZe is back in. Let's not forget, this was 108-10. Now it's 81-111. This is a massive comeback from FaZe, and although it was a slow start, they are in the game and on the board in a big way.
Every single player from Optic spawned in at B as well. So SnakeBite has a chance here if anyone peeks to do real damage. Royal 2 goes in, Frosty will pick up a kill as well. Frosty actually manages to get 2, and you can still see this might be a back-to-back 4 deads here. It will be back-to-back 4 deads here as FaZe Clan turn over B. The triple cap keeps going, and off the back of it, FaZe will go into a lead.
And FaZe reminding us why they are the threat to the throne. An unbelievable set of plays. As you say, back-to-back 4 deads, not easy to do against the current world champions. They will now take the lead on a 110-point run.
One bullet to work with here for SnakeBite as well, and it was the overshield once more.
Eagle team.
10 seconds till that comes up again. 3v3 on the map for now. You can see Optic aren't worried about control right now. They're not worried about Strongholds. They know the power in this overshield. As APG jumps onto it, APG might be able to pick this one up, actually. I'm not sure if there's any pressure on him.
He's got it.
SnakeBite says, I'm out of here.
APG there, TriPPPeY with a great job to distract on the key door as well. It's a great team effort from Optic Gaming. It's their third overshield of the game.
Gonna move towards his teammate TriPPPeY here to help secure C. FaZe at the moment, kind of trapped at the back of B. Although they do manage to take Formal down as well. Note as well, for you to be aware of, Lucid has that heat wave, so all the power on the map is in the hands of Optic, and that's why you're seeing this swing. But a great rotation actually coming out here from FaZe. They go into A, they manage to get the damage done they needed to flip A, and the attention is still on taking back control here for Optic Gaming.
Ooh, it's a great play from Renegade in the 1v1 there with APG. Renegade stays alive, and he goes back tower as well. Off of that, and it's 3 dead for Optic.
3 dead still. Frosty is going to get the reset on A by the looks of things as well. He's in a great position to do so, and now he has the sniper rifle. Lucid,
wow. Oh.
Forget about that heat wave. APG is going to be able to convert, but the cavalry is now starting to arrive here for FaZe, so they can keep them trapped. All of the big door.
Here comes Frosty. Ooh, and based on, let's see, we'll have to see if everything's normal. They'll do it a little bit funky over there, but now back over here. Frosty's POV over at A, gonna stay alive. TriPPPeY, by the way, 15 and 13, putting the kills on the board. However, what a run from FaZe. 193 to 116, essentially a completely uncontested run from FaZe for the last 200 points.
Frosty whips a body shot into Formal, cleans it up immediately. C and B, though, have been flipped for Optic, but TriPPPeY's the last alive here, and FaZe won't make this mistake twice, surely. They're going to clean TriPPPeY up as quickly as possible. You would imagine, finally it gets done, a killing spree here, as well as another one, make it a double. They will be able to get the reset, overshield up in 8 seconds, and Frosty starting to take over a little bit himself, 17 and 14.
Unbelievable, 3 dead again for Optic Gaming in an incredible run. By the way, FaZe has put 200 points on the board in the same time that Optic put 8 points on the board. But finally, it's the man they need, Formal, with an overshield for Optic Gaming.
Frosty trying to bait it out at the moment, but that's a great grenade. That'll deal with him. There's a blue hat for you. Lucid comes in to clean up the kill, and all of a sudden, overshield equals triple cap once more. It is complete power flip on the map, and Optic now have their chance to rally. Renegade picks up one at the back of B. Formal's trying to hunt him down at the moment. Renegade with a big win at the back of B. Might have just saved things here for FaZe.
Formal gets to reset momentarily, but Renegade wins the 1v1 in the end. Like you said, that's reset BC control for FaZe, and still 2 dead for Optic Gaming. That was a pivotal 1v1.
First time we've seen the overshield not have a big swing in the game as well. FaZe do a really good job of neutralizing that. Formal trying to challenge on the cuts. Great grenade to take down Renegade as well. But the problem is here for Optic, is they have to fully commit to a stronghold. They have to try and flood in at the moment, and they are going to do exactly that. They do it perfectly. All of FaZe Clan fall into the respawn screen, and Optic aren't done here yet.
That was 4 dead, and they have them on split spawns. They're trying to push house as fast as they can to continue the split spawns as well.
Really, really smart this from Optic Gaming. If you can keep 1 or 2 players in the death screen, it means you're only going to be facing 1 or 2 spawners, and this is starting to look like an Optic Gaming comeback to me.
Wow, look at that. Imagine you're going key door, you see TriPPPeY and Formal, and Renegade gets melted immediately. It's a great team shot there for Optic Gaming, and they keep 2 dead. Yet again for FaZe, they keep the spawn kills going.
FaZe can't get on the map at the moment. Renegade falls off of the map after Formal finishes him off with that battle rifle. Still a sniper in his hands, and now they're looking to rotate, and maybe he's looking to make mincemeat of Frosty as well. Narrowly misses the opportunity to take his head off, and it's the triple cap continuing here for Optic Gaming.
FaZe now at B. SnakeBite's trying to get the stop, but he's in a 1v2.
FaZe just can't get on the map at the moment. Overshield coming up. They need to win this. Royal 2's making the move towards it, but they're still 2 dead. Formal's got a sniper rifle just traced on the dummies. TriPPPeY's going to push up on this one as well. And all of a sudden, look at that score at the bottom of your screen. Look at that score. It's getting closer by the second. 197 to 225, and now Optic get another overshield.
Look at the patience, look at the resilience there. Formal does not panic. He takes his time on the overshield grab and picks up another sniper as well. Big credit to TriPPPeY. He's the one who pushed past the overshield into cuts to clear out the way for Formal to get the grab.
Formal now taking the damage, making the push. 2 players from FaZe fly in. Formal gets taken down, but TriPPPeY does the damage you would imagine. But again, Renegade somehow a B. does something miraculous.
Another huge 1v1 win at B. Renegade is not losing battles at back B. That is heartbreaking for Optic. Now FaZe will continue scoring at the 235 mark.
And again, it's the story of a player doing something ridiculous at B between these two teams. This time it's Renegade, and now it's just the run home, it's the road home.
That's it.
A and B in their control, and FaZe Clan flipping C. Optic make a last second stand though. Not enough. FaZe Clan close things out. But it was all Renegade at the back of B once more. And if you thought you might be in for an early night here, change your plans.
Think again.
Change your plans, because this one feels like it's gonna go the distance.
In the end, FaZe get outslayed 72-65. Yet close the game out off of back-to-back pivotal battles from Renegade at back B to continue scoring at a dangerous point in the game. Let's take a look at some highlights.
It was a really good start in this game from TriPPPeY. Made some really, really good plays in and around B. And that's, again, the story. It's all happening around B. The ability and the survivability, by the way, Renegade just explodes on that bridge. But it's such a difficult place to kind of flush people out. I mean, we've seen it numerous times. But it's so important to do it as quickly as you can, because otherwise things like this can happen. You think you're converting it, you get 95% of the way through, you lose a 1v1, and all of a sudden the reset comes in and you've got another 15-20 seconds until you can even consider turning that back over.
The games between these two teams have been unbelievable. It feels like every single game has had massive swings. Let's not forget, Optic was leading 108-10 in this game. FaZe brings it all the way back. Optic answers back with a comeback of their own, and it comes down to the final moments with both teams right around that 220 mark.
Really interesting moment for me as well in that game. We were saying like the overshield was a power swing every single time, and both teams would take advantage of it. We'll talk about that in a second, but this is the play, right? You see, TriPPPeY's just focused, unfortunately, on another player on the sandbags. That gives Renegade the jump on him. He gets that first beatdown, and then he manages to survive and get that reset. Massive play from Renegade, which leaves us where we are in the series. First game done, in the books. History has been written. 250-205 in the favor of FaZe Clan. And now we move on to Empyrean Slayer, which I don't really know how this is going to go. Optic like to play with a bit of control. FaZe don't care about control. They want to be on a spawn trap.
That's right. Let's not forget how these two teams match up on this game type in the qualifier. FaZe pushed every advantage. Optic tried to maintain control. Not easy to do when you're playing up against a team like FaZe Clan. As we said, FaZe is outslayed in that game, and they still take the win by 45 points. It's quite a statement. But I have to say, based off of the matches that we've seen so far between these two teams, I think it is so safe to say that individual PIVs, those battles, will be the deciding factor. Renegade winning those two battles wins them the game. And I think as we go, we have a lot to look forward to, because it will come down to 1v1s between some of the best players in the world that might decide not only the game, but the championship.
The difference between the crazy Empyrean game that we saw earlier as well is that it's a different game type, right? So you're not going to be afforded the deaths that we saw before from a few players on Optic that happened early in the game. If that happens here, FaZe get out to a hot start, Renegade gets an overkill off the break, then that could be game over, as crazy as it sounds, because they are so good at getting you in that chokehold, that spawn trap, that it's almost impossible to fight out against. Optic have got to be so careful with every decision they make in this game, but if they do it, then Optic have as good a chance as anyone of making sure this series is leveled up at 1-1. Renegade's a POV we're going to watch. No surprise, last time it was 4 in a row for him.
It's a clean rocket grab here for Renegade off of the opening. Everything to play for here. TriPPPeY's going to grab the overshield off screen as well. So the power, weapons, and items exchanging hands. Here comes TriPPPeY runway.
Royal 2, I think he's trying to protect Renegade at the moment. TriPPPeY goes up. Royal 2 sniffs out the danger though, rotates back to his flag. Looks like Optic are trying to be aggressive here, and TriPPPeY does take down Royal 2, so that's the sniper rifle out of the hands of FaZe here. And Lucid still has it inside of Sword for Optic, so Renegade has to make a play. And if he takes out anyone, Lucid might be the player to play.
As you say, very wise play there. He knew that that was a priority kill. He at least gets one of their snipers back. He'll also ping the heat wave. 3 dead for Optic Gaming. Great patience here from Renegade. Of course he hits that shot on APG as well. He clears out the back of his base, and he's got way too many weapons to play with in the Sword.
Rockets and Sniper. And I wonder if he's going to juggle it back or if he's going to ask for a teammate to come and collect them. Let's just remind ourselves, Optic got out to almost a perfect start, 4-0. No response. And FaZe brought it back, but now you can see, even with the weapons in the hands of Renegade here, Optic are just concentrating elsewhere on the map. They're flooding elsewhere on the map, and Renegade's completely isolated here.
Renegade unable to help with those angles. He's your last player alive, and just like that, Optic Gaming is now up 10-4. Renegade trapped here with only one rocket left.
And the tough thing here for Renegade is he can't afford to die without... You know, he can't be traded, because that means Optic are going to get the weapons as well. So he's got to play this slow. He's got to play it considered. But TriPPPeY's going to sniff him out, and combining with Formal, that will be that sniper rifle down.
It's a big start here for Optic Gaming, even though they find themselves 2 dead right now. TriPPPeY picks up another one, and they're up 12-7. Wisely backs down, and will wait for help from teammates.
TriPPPeY 5-1, by the way. Once again, showing his incredible value to this Optic Gaming team. Little Repulse coming in as well. Formal there to back him up. And I love what I'm seeing here from Optic. This is what we criticized them for when we were VOD reviewing. We were saying they're a bit too passive. They're not willing to take risks. They're changing that up now, and I think it's catching FaZe off guard. A killing spree here for TriPPPeY. He's 6-1.
Killing spree for TriPPPeY. He's got all the weapons, all the control as well. Let's get into a listening now with Optic Gaming.
I'll get Obi. One rocket.
That's by himself.
That's the rest of you.
Okay, I got Obi.
They're out now.
Watch out the green, John.
Absolutely, they're green.
I'm coming.
Bringing Obi back. I'm not popping this right away.
Nice, man.
Rockets, I'm bringing it back. I'm gonna die.
Okay, I still have Obi. There's a guy.
we have it.
I died, rockets on max. Rockets,
Those rocks, guys.
We have
I'm
everything.
here green. I'm here
Is there
green.
Pulsar up?
They're training. Roll 2.
I'm watching a long haul, guys.
Pulsar.
Listen, I have Obi. Can I play through long?
What's their sword?
Pretty sure
Yo, play long.
sword.
Yo, play green.
Sword, where?
Play where?
Play long on one shot.
On Obi on me?
Nice, one dead.
Play long, second.
Look, listen. They're runway and under bridge right now. Last two.
Got a combo to bridge.
Watch under bridge.
Yo, play forward.
Watch out over west.
Okay, we gotta get out of here, Brad.
Yeah, get their snipe.
Throw it off the map.
Nice. Huge.
Somewhere under bridge hill.
Pour yourself.
I think one's our core, Joy. I think one's our sword, Joy.
Yeah, he is. After the core.
Here.
They're top turret, guys.
Pushing up front. One of you coming.
One shot top tower.
Let's try.
There's snipes off the map.
Nice, good
Bottom
play.
tower, nice
Good play.
shot, nice shot.
Long. Probably scamming. One shot long. Absolutely.
Yo, watch our sword. Watch our map.
Guys, I have
You guys are green.
Joey snipe for a second, guys.
Watch our long
Get some
haul.
ice.
Watch our long haul.
They're going to keep pushing.
They have shields.
I'm not plong. Joy, watch your own sword, okay?
Guys, we're pulsers
I'm giving up sword, okay, Joy?
Yeah, I hear that.
I'm just gonna play long with them.
I'm watching runway then. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
peek
that's fine.
runway.
Just play sword side.
You have sniper?
Here, Tommy.
Yeah, I have snipe.
They
No,
don't have a
No,
snipe. They don't have a snipe.
they
for
don't.
sure.
They don't have They're training.
I'm gonna play for combo.
They're training. Frosty with the sword. Might be trying to go our core under 3.
Yeah,
Yo,
sword,
one
to
guy
the
that's
sword,
sword.
one's on bridge.
They're inside sword here.
Can we like double up green and long maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Repulsor's
Hey,
still
Joey,
up
we're
there.
not watching.
They're green weak. They're training one shot.
Yo, they're second.
They're training absolute.
They're second, guys. They're first. They're second.
Watch out the green.
Seeing their wall.
Back up.
Yeah, watching our
Watching our
sword.
sword.
Yo, could somebody change with me? Could somebody go RS too?
Yeah, I can.
Make sure we're watching our runway.
Look at our
I'll go,
sword.
Matt. Just say
They're
that.
sword ramp. They're sword ramp.
Yeah, let Brad go.
Could come long right now.
Yeah.
Wait, watch my long.
These guys are probably gonna.
Yeah,
Yo,
you're
two guys green.
They're gonna send. They're gonna send it.
They're gonna
I'm watching long. Watch his green.
Watch training as well. Somebody's gotta watch training.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to training.
Long. One's in long. There's no long right
I
now.
don't see anybody.
Alright,
Under bridge.
He's long right now. Short him.
We could have nades. He has
I'm
repulsor.
sniping him out.
Frosty has
Sword.
repulsor.
Yo,
Shields up.
One's long right now.
Yeah, one's are long. You saw me.
Yes. One guy there.
Green
They're
drop.
sword ramp. They're sword ramp.
You're green, John.
Keep rotating around, Joey. Just keep
Inside
rotating around.
sword.
for
Run
different
away. In the west, Frosty.
Yeah, two sword.
Our runway guys coming Frosty. Our runway
Look,
Frosty.
look.
And
I don't
think
think come long right now, Joey. They could come long.
Weapons are in 30, guys. Weapons 30.
Frosty's trying.
Yeah, one guy. He's one shot on Old B. One shot runway. One shot runway. One shot runway.
They're training.
Yo, you guys can flank if you want. Going through. You guys can do 2 green.
We're all training.
Yeah.
We're all training.
Up the other thing.
Seeing the training.
Oh,
On
OS with a heat wave and repulsor, guys.
Yeah, they're second.
Yeah, careful. There's wait for this.
The green. Probably in sword too.
Weapons coming in to 15. What are we playing for?
On OS, absolute. On OS.
I'm gonna play into sword then.
No, he's pushing.
I'm watching the runway for you, Joey.
Three green. Watch our training. Watch me. Look at our green.
He's up there, Tommy.
Inside sword. He's inside sword with heat wave. Repulse. He's back out.
Sword now.
He's watching over Obi. He's gonna play for Obi with heat wave. Nice. Get this Obi.
On OS.
They're sword
They
behind
have
you.
OS.
Behind you, Matt.
They have rockets.
Okay.
Two there.
Off the back of that play from TriPPPeY and APG, Optic Gaming secure another overshield. Now they can make the play, and APG, I mentioned how he's probably played more games of the pit in Halo 3 than anyone, and across various iterations of Halo over the years. He knows exactly what to do with this. This is your chance to push. This is your chance to be disruptive.
Unbelievable tactical play from both sides. There was only 2 kills during that entire listen and all the coordination before the power-ups, but now it's an 11-kill game, making a 10-kill game, 28-18 in favor of Optic.
Frosty trying to sniff out APG at the moment. Got damage done by APG once again. Tries to survive. Frosty wise to it this time. FaZe struggling to find any kind of momentum at the moment, and I think it all goes back to that listening, right? Communication, Lucid, just throw their snipe off the map.
Yep.
You saw him. Tommy put his head down, grabbed that snipe straight off the map. FaZe haven't been able to play out anything else.
Even though he wasn't under pressure. That's a veteran move there. He gets the call from his teammates and his coach to say, toss their sniper off. Lucid throws it off immediately, then the pressure comes. They would have lost that sniper rifle. Undoubtedly, one thing that you and I were talking about before this game is Optic needed to play their opportunities, play their aggression, and they're doing that. In the qualifier, the exact same scenario we saw unfold. The overshield was popping up and they didn't play their advantage. This time, however, they do. They maintain mid-map control. They got that last overshield, and it now leads to a 9-kill lead.
Formal's still got a sniper rifle here as well. Plenty of ammo to work with. The question is, what have FaZe got? FaZe want to push. FaZe want to make the difference, but they just don't have anything to do it with at the moment. So they're trying to use manpower, but the important shots are being hit by Optic Gaming. And when they try and overload a side of the map, Optic have a sniper rifle to deal with it. It looks like Frosty has got the sniper rifle now for FaZe Clan. It's interesting to see if he can pick off a player here and get his team back into the game.
10-kill lead once again, 30-20 in favor of Optic Gaming. Look at TriPPPeY. He's more than triple positive. Now goes 10-4, still incredible numbers. And we said maybe losing the qualifier was the wake-up call that Optic Gaming needed. Talked to Lunchbox about that, and he said, you know what, I think maybe coming in with the second seed was the spark that we needed.
SnakeBite gonna push. Big play coming in from FaZe Clan. They've made the play call to push through here. They want to try and get onto the Optic side of the base. APG having to back down. SnakeBite's trying to finish it off, but APG does so well, but at the same time, SnakeBite has provided enough of a distraction now for weapons to be turned into FaZe's hands.
That's right, as we said, this game is never over. You could say that about Halo Infinite's entire suite of game types. However, it could not be more true than on a game type like Slayer Empyrean. We have seen Halo 3 comebacks on the pit that have been some of the most historic MLG comebacks of all time.
Oh, he repulsed it!
Repulsed the rocket!
Oh, Formal with the play! Royal 2 thought there's no way I don't pick this kill up. He sees an overshield, he's like, maybe there is a chance I don't pick a kill up. Then he sees the rocket coming back at him, he goes, well, I'm definitely not getting a kill anymore.
And what did we hear during the listen-in? We heard the timing of the repulsor as well from Lunchbox, making sure the team is on top of the repulse, and it has made a difference here. Now it's 41-25 in favor of Optic Gaming as they look to tie the series.
And Formal's on top of your tower, and that is not where you want him. APG, by the way, is doing so much work with a sniper rifle just off of screen as well. SnakeBite manages to survive long enough, and FaZe are holding 3 dead here for Optic. And as crazy as it sounds, as wild as it sounds, with only 6 kills to go here for Optic, FaZe, if they can get a 4 dead and get across that halfway line onto the Optic tower, good enough to pull this back.
Great nade from Frosty, and honestly, it feels like Game 5 of the last series, doesn't it? It's a very similar scoreline. 45-31. Have FaZe, yet again, let it go too long before they start the comeback.
Frosty needs to do something here with his sniper rifle. He needs to hit some shots. Lucid gets taken down. 5 deaths to play with. Doesn't connect. And that's going to cost Royal 2 his life. Renegade tries to clean up the damage, but I think it might be too little too late. Like you say, Frosty now just has to try and escape with a sniper rifle. They do have 2, though, so they can afford to play a little bit slower, but 2 minutes 30 is going to start to haunt them.
This would be even more historic than some of the craziest comebacks we've seen. Make it 48 for Optic Gaming.
This is it done now. Optic, I'm going to throw this one away. The win condition was in the hands of Frosty. But Optic Gaming will tie up the series here at 1-1. They take Empyrean Slayer.
And what did we say? It is going to be back and forth between these two without a doubt. And Optic Gaming with an unbelievable start to that game. Number 1, they win the early game and they win the mid game in such dominating fashion that even when FaZe starts to mount a comeback, it is once again too little, too late in the slaying department there. A live look at SnakeBite, lots to think about after that game. As they let it slip away yet again, Optic Gaming wins their 2nd Slayer in a row in our overall matchup, and we gear up for game number 3 with the series tied 1-1.
It's fascinating to see that. Picture of SnakeBite said so much without saying anything, right? You could see the grey matter starting to work, the cogs were turning in between his ears. He's thinking, okay, that's the counter blow. What do we move on to next? How do we try and play against that? And that's the wonderful thing about this. It's not just what's happening on the stage, it's the counter strat to the counter strat to the counter strat, and that's what you're going to see evolve. And I think, to be honest with you, FaZe were very much caught off guard with what they saw from Optic. That was very different from what Optic showed us in the qualifier for this event. That was almost what FaZe were doing to them.
I think we can say without a doubt, we know that Optic spends so much time in film review and reviewing their strategies If you look at their qualifier match, as you say, compared to what we just saw on screen, that was a night and day difference. Optic Gaming clearly spent time in the lab on Empyrean Slayer, and they looked so good on that game type, prioritizing everything they needed to. Baiting and switching, moving their sniper to first BR. Lucid, as you see, playing that lane in long haul with the AR overshield combo. Amazing sword and runway control here for that overshield pop. Overall, a fantastic display of coordination and talent from Optic Gaming.
I think that was a really good example of Optic actually outthinking FaZe as well. Numerous times in that game where you just thought Optic had the upper hand when it came to what was going on the map. Let's go back to that green play, right? They get the overshield, Royal 2 gets the rockets. FaZe think they made a great play. SnakeBite gives up a death almost, just so Royal 2 can secure the rockets. Maybe take the attention away from him. Royal 2 goes to green, he's like, I'm gonna sit here, this is a classic place to sit. Fires a rocket, overshielded players there to take the brunt of it, and Formal just sent it back.
I mean, an unbelievable play. Like you said, prioritizing the repulse and the overshield as a counter to the rockets, it was perfect. On your screen now, Oddball stats heading into game 3. FaZe is undefeated 3-0. Optic Gaming looking strong as well at 3-1.
3-1. Really not too much to separate the two teams, as you would imagine. There's nothing to separate them at all in the series at the moment. Tied up at 1-1. It's crazy to say, but I've never felt like a reset is, you know, we could go all the way to a final Game 7 and then have a reset more than I have in a series. You know, Optic are looking very good. FaZe looking very good as well. And I think game types are going to play a big factor in this.
Game types are going to play a huge factor, and as we've seen, it's going to come down to these individual battles. For example, like you said, that Formal play at green. The Renegade plays at back green on live fire in game 1 as well. Those are going to decide these matches, and that is the finest, the highest level of competitive Halo. When it comes down to these 1v1s, I think that's what we're all here for, and it's a real treat here on Championship Sunday.
100%, and I'd actually like to bring up the series layout if we can, just to have another look at that, to remind the people at home as the players just step off for a quick break and to refresh where we are going to be headed and what we've got left to come in the series. We'll get there when we need to, but there's no rush whatsoever. But I think it's going to be fascinating because, like I say, Oddball Recharge, if you were to ask me last season, you know, if we had Sentinels versus Optic game type all day long, this is probably the worst game type that Sentinels have, but boy, have they changed that around. FaZe Clan are now absolutely disgusting on this game type, and Optic have got to find a solution to that now.
They really do, and I think, as we said earlier, not only is Renegade fitting in so well on this roster, but every single other member of FaZe has been bettered by the addition of Renegade. They're all more comfortable on the map. Royal 2 and Frosty know exactly how much space they have. Renegade can go completely unleashed, be wherever he needs to on the map, and SnakeBite, as we said, the general, calling the shots, running the objective when he needs, but also picking up the running riots when he needs as well. It's been a fantastic display from them. However, they find themselves on the receiving end of a pretty serious beating in game number 2, 50-34, so they will need a mental reset as well.
They certainly will indeed, and game number 3 will get there as soon as we possibly can, but I want to get your thoughts on this series. Where do you think it's going? Almost perfect Halo for extended periods of the game where one mistake can cost you not just one flag cap in a game, maybe even 2, 100 points in a Strongholds, and maybe a lot of ball time as well. It's time for us to get back into the series. The players are settled and ready, and I tell you what, my patience has run out as well, so let's get back into the gameplay.
Ready to get right into this one. Map number 3, as you say, Recharge between FaZe Clan and Optic Gaming. If you're just joining us, welcome to the Grand Finals here at the HCS Major Kickoff in Charlotte, North Carolina. FaZe Clan versus Optic Gaming are tied 1-1 in your grand finals. It will be 2 rounds to win of Oddball, 12 minutes in total, 5 minutes per round, and we'll see which team comes out ahead after this game number 3.
Who's going to take the momentum away then as this game starts? Oh, well, certainly not going to be FaZe, because they've only got 3 players in the game, so it would be a little bit unfair for us to ask them to carry on. But we'll get that game back and sorted and ready to go in just a few moments' time. Hopefully we can have a full 4v4. I think it's only fair.
Only fair. I think it would be the right way to handle things here. But as we talk about the teams in this map, as we said, FaZe 3-0 on Oddball, so far undefeated, and they look so good at the qualifier. However, it is worth noting, if you didn't catch Optic earlier this weekend on days 1 and 2 in Oddball, their rotations look fantastic. The way that they're playing Oddball, oftentimes, maybe it's Lucid or APG as the last player alive, but they are still rotating and picking up tons of time, long enough for their teammates to respawn and continue the hold. So the objective gameplay from the side of Optic Gaming has been nothing short of incredible.
And that's what they're playing for. That trophy on the stage right there, glistening away. And it's the perfect thing just to look over to, maybe when the momentum starts to slip away from you, maybe when a few points and games start to slip out of your hands. That's why you're here. That's the hours, that's the practice, that's the VOD review, that's the tough conversations, that's the good times as well. When you look over at that trophy, and that is what it is all about for these 8 players on our stage. And I think the Optic right now, after that bounce back win, it wasn't just a bounce back win, I think it was the way they won that that's just going to remind them that this is their tournament to win. This is the one where they could pull off the 3-peat too.
Right, a 50-34 win is nothing short of incredible. Like you said, against the players like FaZe Clan, it is a margin to win that game by 16 kills. They close it out and now maybe have the momentum heading into game number 3. But as we said, that can only get you so far up against a team like FaZe. They will need to have 2 or 3 fantastic rounds of ball if they want to go ahead in the series. And we are geared up for a long, long night here at the Grand Finals, tied 1-1 heading into Oddball on Recharge.
I'll tell you what, I'm glad I wore something comfy today because we are going to be here for quite some time. As we do finally get into map number 3, it's going to be Oddball and Recharge. First team to take home 2 rounds will be your victors and go ahead in this series. A massive opportunity here for some pretty nutty plays as well. The grapple has certainly been Renegade's best friend, but Lucid with that shock rifle is as fierce as anyone.
The key thing we're going to be looking here as we jump right into the gameplay in game number 3 is how do these teams get their breaks? That's what will decide this game. When the other team has a full setup, who's able to make the hero plays, get the damage, get the double kills to break the setups?
3 dead aside, it's a 1v1. Royal 2 versus Lucid.
No!
2 comes out on top. Big win coming in from him, and you have to wonder if they knew where the camo went. Maybe it got burnt, maybe it's still down bottom middle, or maybe it's kind of been lost track of by both teams.
Yeah, theoretically, a little stick here from TriPPPeY as well. Good damage onto Frosty, but how about starting things off with a little 1v1 bottom middle? Feels poetic to start game 3 off in that fashion. No points on the board just yet off of the opening minute of play. Oh!
There's another 1v1, this time Lucid wins it. 2 dead for Optic Gaming. FaZe Clan with more members on the map, but nobody being able to pick that ball up yet and get any time on until now, and that's the grapple, and that's the effect of having it in your equipment pool as opposed to your opponents. Another 1v1. Gonna be won here by Lucid as Renegade tries to make the flank onto Optic, but FaZe Clan, they've just got to watch right now. They're all dead, and Optic make that break.
You got to wonder at what cost. SnakeBite with a really great grab on the grapple, but that opens up pipes. That exposes pipes from the side of Whirlpool, and that lets all of FaZe all of Optic just close in on FaZe, and that hold doesn't last any more than 12 seconds.
Lucid shooting incredibly right now. 3-1 in this game, but it's the pivotal battles that he's won. The first one, Royal 2 kind of cheated a bit by beating him down. Come on, it's a straight 1v1. Let's have pure gunfight. But apart from that, Lucid has been pretty much perfect in his shots. Decides to get out there at the moment. FaZe have control of the long haul. Doesn't want to challenge those 2 players who are up in the attic.
Lucid's so wise to know exactly when to disengage. Sometime, ooh, K's gonna get that as well. And the ball carrier as well. And this man is just playing big brain Halo, and he helps out Formal as well on the sneaky. And what was just a 1v4 turns into now a 2-man advantage for Optic Gaming off of the solo effort from Lucid and a camo for APG.
That is a play that Lucid learned from Pistola. That's all I'm saying. We miss you, by the way, Ola. But only players like that can create something out of nothing. Just throws a sticky grenade long haul, kills one, gets more damage, survives. Ola-esque from Lucid. As now you're seeing Optic Gaming go into a commanding lead. 36 points and rising, and APG still with this camo.
APG goes for the remote detonate, which could cost him. However, good damage on SnakeBite will keep him alive. He has help from Lucid as well. Camo will finally dissipate.
Frosty's got that shock rifle as well. Little flank coming in here from TriPPPeY as well, but not in time. And now Renegade's winning these 1v1s. Optic Gaming 3 dead, and this is a chance now for a hold for FaZe. I'm interested to see how they actually hold this. They're going to try and hold it in long haul, try and rotate to blue, or maybe take it back to pipes.
As we said, it will come down to 2 things, the rotations and the breaks of those setups right away. Optic jumps on that setup from FaZe, and FaZe will find themselves 2 dead. Frosty, though, with a chance to even things up with the shock.
Tick damage done to Formal. Formal just shouldering, though, and buying time for TriPPPeY to get the shock rifle out of their hands. That was brilliant from Formal. It might not have seemed like a big play, but it was big enough to create the opening and the bait opportunity for his teammates to get back into the game.
Also, what a play there from Lucid to tank the damage in Hydro. He knew the ball was being rotated back, and he flies right in the face. He knows that Royal 2 is down low on the quick jump. He will get 3 dead. Renegade is your last player alive. This will mean more time on the board for Optic Gaming.
Strange to say, but it's a slow start here for Frosty and Renegade. 3 and 7 for Frosty, Renegade 4 and 8. So the 2 players who individually have so much skill and so much ability and the numbers to back it up, Optic are kind of stifling them right now. And that's a pattern that you really want to keep up if you're like Optic.
Lucid stays alive as long as he can. Not easy against a player like Frosty. The shock rifle will trade hands. By the way, Optic outslaying right now by 7. 30-23, however, 3 dead for Optic.
Check your corners. Always got to check your corners. And Frosty almost made the mistake there. TriPPPeY gets the trade in that position. To be fair, Frosty probably takes that. As now you're going to see the ball brought back to Pipes once more. SnakeBite will pick that one up. He drops off a present to Renegade. He's got camo and he's got shock. And he's ready to add to his tally.
2 grapples as well. They don't know he's there. He gets 1, isolates the battle, and stays alive. Still has 2 grapples, shock, and camo.
Royal 2 versus Lucid. He wins that one. APG's still alive though. APG gets dealt with, and that is just brilliance from Renegade. That was just prioritization of every kill timed to perfection.
This man has taken his time. He's playing chess. As you said, everything he needed to do, he knew the exact timing that he had, and he picks apart the Optic Gaming roster. As a result, FaZe Clan now only down by 20 points.
Good damage onto Renegade though. He's going to slow down the hold here from FaZe Clan. Nice rotation coming in towards Elevator though. Lucid should be dealt with by Renegade. He is. It's a killing spree now for Renegade. TriPPPeY last alive and he's all the way over at Tower. APG just come off spawn and Optic at the moment split on the map. They have to bide their time here before they formulate a push, and here comes the comeback now from FaZe.
Finally he's taken down, but not before the game is now tied up right around the 60 mark. It's a fantastic run from FaZe off the back of the control from Renegade.
Great angles being taken here by Frosty as well. Watching that cross, another player almost gets taken down by him as well, but that's APG last alive. And you're about to see a lead change in round number 1 here. Optic Gaming had such a considerable advantage, but FaZe are right back into this, and now they're looking to out-rotate as well, take it back to Pipes.
SnakeBite tries to get the cross on bottom gold. He can't do it. Royal 2 was your last player alive. Needs to be careful here in Pipes.
Plays it well enough to get a spawn by him though, and Formal decides, you know what? This is an oddball game. I don't need to kill you. I just need to keep the ball away from you. Oh! God bless you, Lucid. God bless you, Lucid. Excuse me for challenging. Royal 2 just disperses very quickly of him. There's another one. And Royal 2 starting to warm up here, starting to go to work, and he's been a little bit quiet in the series so far.
Not even TriPPPeY safe in the TriPPPeY spot. He'll get taken down, and now 3 dead. Royal 2 is your last player alive, though. He needs to defend this ball at all costs, otherwise it could be the game.
Again. Oh! Takes down Formal. And that creates space enough for FaZe to get back on the map. One shot is all it takes. But at the moment ahead of him, FaZe just losing those individual battles, or the team battles, I said to say, the 3v3s, after Royal 2's getting his pick.
3v3 now, and Royal 2 absolutely had to hit that shot. If he didn't, this game could already be over. And we will see the ball. Not held just yet. And these next few kills will decide it.
Lucid stays alive for now. Optic do have a narrow lead at the moment. Lucid finally taken down. Renegade with that grenade across map is going to help. Royal 2 knows so much information right now, but uncharacteristically just misses a couple of headshots you would expect him to hit on APG.
33 seconds left on the clock. Ball will be taken here by Optic and just tossed out bottom middle. 2 still dead for FaZe. Great play.
They're just saying, come and get it. We've got control of tower, we've got control of long haul. Come and get it. You've got to kill us, you've got to come to us. Royal 2 will get 1. Can he survive though? That's the question. SnakeBite gets another, which is going to give him time to get those shields back. Where is that oddball though? It's down bottom middle and it's still rolling towards FaZe Clan members. Royal 2 has got such a big job to do here. Such an important impact player. If he hits a couple of shots, then FaZe have a chance. SnakeBite's trying to get away with that oddball. Manages to do so. There's only 6 seconds left. Royal 2's got to do it all though. He gets 1, but the break now comes in, but where's the oddball? It doesn't matter because Optic clean up FaZe. And will take home round number 1.
Talk about the patience from Optic Gaming. They're on that control push into Hydro, into long haul. They didn't panic. There was only 7 seconds left, but they knew exactly what they needed to do. And in true Optic Gaming fashion, they close it out very calm, very collected, and they will take the first round of the game, and they'll get 2 dead as well as the camo, picking up where they left off. This is dangerous from Optic.
It's another example of how a game can change by 1 play. Royal 2 hits 2 headshots there, FaZe win it.
Right.
It really is that simple. But it just isn't that simple in these scenarios. 3 dead, by the way, for FaZe, and TriPPPeY's having all sorts of fun. He's got camo, he's got shock, now he's on the flank. Renegade gets dealt with. 4 dead here for FaZe Clan. A 4-map setup and map control here with the oddball for Optic.
Look at TriPPPeY, he's already 21 and 14. The highest kills on FaZe Clan is 14, and TriPPPeY is 21 and 14. Amazing game from him so far, and already leading 30-0 as well.
Nice little swap out of the oddball as well to Lucid. They've got a lead now they're happy to play around kills with. 3 dead here for Optic though, a really strong push coming in from FaZe. Alley-oop!
Nice top.
Safe hands from Frosty as well. And with the shock in their hand here, Frosty now has to do what Royal 2 couldn't. Get a couple of picks with his shock rifle and hold Optic at base.
You gotta think, not only does FaZe need a few kills here, TriPPPeY with a really heads-up play to challenge Whirlpool. However, Frosty was aware of what the game plan was. But you gotta think, not only FaZe looking for kills, that'll help, but they also need some fire. This is exactly it. It's 4 dead. It's a perfect wipe for FaZe, and they will likely take the lead off of these points.
Frosty trying to be aggressive as well. Oh, formal. TriPPPeY challenging bottom middle, gets stuck as well. So 3 dead again for Optic. All of the kills contributed to by Frosty as well. APG lost life, but look at this spawn coming in from formal. They forgot to block the elevator spawns, and now you're going to see FaZe Clan have to make a play off the back of that. They rotate to long haul. It looks like they've read the play well.
Undoubtedly great communication from Optic Gaming, knowing exactly where that player was weak. Formal gets to top Ellie right away to clean up the kill, and now here comes TriPPPeY. 3 grapples in the pocket as well.
23 kills for TriPPPeY. Formal pockets the camo, and Optic might go into a lead off the back of this as well. Ball is down at blue. As Formal now is left just with Lucid to help. SnakeBite gets spotted out. Formal trying to escape right now. He gets chased down. 3 dead for Optic. Brilliance again from FaZe. SnakeBite, even though he's getting older in years, the eyes are still pretty good.
The eyes are good. He eagle-eyes the camo. There, Formal not able to make a play. SnakeBite also going to go for the safe, cautious play. It's an early play ball. Love to see that from SnakeBite. He's not going to make that mistake. And even though FaZe find themselves 2 dead, they do have a 13-point lead.
Optic straight on that oddball though. Little trade comes in on the batteries, which means that there's not going to be a huge amount of time to be picked up. Whatever happens here, Renegade's going to aggressively push, and TriPPPeY gets dealt with. First pick goes in the favor of FaZe Clan. They're trying to force this back to blue, maybe just to get a play ball. Really smart play actually from Optic, just to make sure they got that ball off the map and have time to get back on it themselves. Renegade with the grapple. Is he going to go to grab that ball, or is he just going to try and pick up the kill here on TriPPPeY? This is confidence personified, by the way. Who does that? Who does that?
Love that play. He knew the pipes push was coming in, so how about he grapples around Whirlpool and actually flanks the flank to get the kill. That's a little bit of a mental game there between Renegade and TriPPPeY. Renegade winning that battle, but it's good pressure yet again from Optic Gaming. 2 dead here as they collapse on pipes as well.
Grapple collected here by Lucid as well, and there's another little transfer of the ball back into pipes through that bat ledge. Optic about to go into a lead here. It's extremely close between these 2 teams, but Optic have managed to scrape a lead out. 2 dead though for them. The ball is down. Should be a trade coming in here. And it is indeed. The shock rifle once again transferred over, but look at the difference in this game, Andy. It's become extremely scrappy.
TriPPPeY blowing the game open though with that kill on a nice little grapple as well here. At game is tied right around the 55 mark. Let's get into a listen-in with Optic Gaming.
One double second.
We gotta be careful.
One shot C-pot.
Yo, Nate, grapple with Frosty. Grapple with Frosty. One shot either. Frosty.
C-pot, guys, going tower. C-pot the tower with combo. Last guy's trying to get this camo. Get this camo. This guy's still tower with combo. We have it. Get out, Joey. Get out. I want C-pot. Don't get out of the elevator. Get out of the elevator. Yo, caution, guys. Caution.
Turbine. Chill.
One shot up, top gold, one shot. One top tower half. Renegade. Top tower half. On the staircase right now, Joey. He's going to the ball.
I'm sneaky.
Yeah, good shit, Joey. Good shit.
I find elevator.
Ball guys weak. One shot the ball. Chill.
Yeah, Frosty.
Yo, sneaky.
Go to weak, Frosty. Go to one shot, Frosty. In gold.
Sneaky.
Alright, just love it. We have tower control, Tommy, by ourselves.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yo, caution weak, roll 2. Caution one shot, roll 2. Absolute caution along.
Batteries. They're pushing on you guys. You guys can't tower. You guys can't tower.
You guys here. Two guys.
Got ball out.
Yeah, keep going. Good job. 2 guys top A. Good shit, Joey. Get out. Nice,
Joey.
Top A cat.
Top cat one, bottoming.
Last 2. Nice, Tommy. Try that kid, Tommy.
Let me talk to you about TriPPPeY and what he's doing on the map at the moment. The trapeze artist, the shock rifle, the back smack, they cannot get near him.
And how about that one? I think we were all thinking the same thing as TriPPPeY flies out of top A and someone's on mid-bridge. You're thinking to yourself, I hope he's gonna go forward, and he hits the back whack. It's a highlight reel play as Optic Gaming looks now only 15 points away from closing out the round and the game.
With those kills, that might be enough to do it as well. 3 dead for FaZe Clan. Ball being picked up here by Formal, brought back to the safety of his teammates in Turbine. And if they can get this one to Elevator, if Formal can survive, maybe this would be game, but no, FaZe have something to say about it. They break through.
2 dead here for Optic. Now make it 3 dead. It was a 1 spawner. They need to be careful here. Lucid with the game in his hands. He gets taken down. That's a clear burn on the camo. So an opportunity for FaZe to put more points on the board and maybe mount a comeback. Optic Gaming is on the spawn trap. However, Formal answers back to even things up.
Rotation coming in, but cut off at the pass once more. Renegade has to pick up kills and gold here. He has to clear the way for SnakeBite. SnakeBite's forced to play ball as well. Formal picks up another. FaZe 2 dead. And FaZe, after doing so well to break, just couldn't find the time to get set up around the map and get a consistent hold together.
It is once again a great play call from Optic Gaming to keep the pressure applied even when they were only 2 alive. You just saw Formal doing that from control, and his teammates come in at gold as well as Whirlpool to help out. Ball will be down. 65 seconds left on the clock. Only 1 hold required for Optic Gaming to close this out.
Such tension in this game at the moment between the 2 teams. Because they know one mistake here and that could be the game going either to the hands of Optic Gaming or into the hands of FaZe. Royal 2's gonna grab that ball. Optic Gaming find themselves 3 dead.
Wow.
APG has managed to sneak his way up to the attic and do some damage, and Royal 2's in a really tough position here. He needs help from a teammate. There is Frosty to take down APG. He was the most important kill there for FaZe.
2 fall though for FaZe. It's just Royal 2 and SnakeBite together. They're in pipes.
SnakeBite
to
falls.
rotate now.
Formal, he breaks in. Optic break in as well, and even though FaZe went into a lead, Optic have the hold.
That's 2 dead for FaZe still. This could be the final hold here. Lucid just has to hold gold.
Frosty's the only player forward at the moment. He has to break in, and he has to break in now. The nades rain down. FaZe make the play, but it's not enough. Optic holds strong, and Optic will go up 2-1 in the series.
Wow, smiles on the fans here in Charlotte as they love what they see. APG's dad is in the building, folks. And he loves what he sees from APG. He's absolutely killing it. Hard not to root for the guy.
That's
and
APG,
truly,
by the way. A pure dad.
And that's APG. A pure dad is front row. And he is proud of what he just saw from the green wall. That's a 2-0 win in game number 3. And the Optic Gaming momentum continues.
Just clutch moments being won by Optic at the moment. Take yourself back. Royal 2, shock rifle. Tough shots to hit, of sure, but a player of his caliber, you see him make those plays so often when FaZe or any lineup is on win championships. That one didn't connect. Optic in those final moments, they win the pivs. And that's what leads to them scraping away that final round and more importantly, securing that game. Here's some of the highlights.
Unbelievable game yet again. As we said, we knew this series would be back and forth, but it feels like every single game has its own story arc of big swings, big comebacks, and truly a test of the best Halo players in the world. You see 3 dead for both sides, back and forth. In the end, it's Optic outslaying FaZe 103-90.
Pretty considerable, to be honest, all things considered. That game went on for quite some time, though. Every single round seemed to go right down to the last few seconds. Nice little plays here coming in from Royal 2. That led to the situation. If he doesn't make this, he doesn't have the opportunity to make that maybe round-winning play towards the end. But after hitting these shots, this is that moment. He gets the chain damage, which those 2 headshots, he gets it. SnakeBite gets away, he grabs the ball. And he probably wins the game there for FaZe.
That's the first round, as you see.
Round, I should say, not the game.
End of the round, as we see in the second round as well. Don't forget, this game was tied at 50. Eddie wants to play forward. TriPPPeY just hitting shots like this. There's 2 things that I have to... Here's the play. Here, oh my God. One of the best grapple highlight plays we've seen truly on the HCS main stage. It was particularly important because that player on the mid-bridge was the biggest threat. But it's Optic Gaming now leading in the series. 2 wins back-to-back to take a 2-1 lead. King of the Hill Streets is next, and here is your records for both teams.
Not looking good for FaZe. Not looking good at all for FaZe. 4-0. Optic are perfect. FaZe kind of look very shaky for a roster of this stature, and this might be the opportunity here. If Optic Gaming can take this game, can put themselves 3-1 up in the series, that might put the dagger into FaZe. I think they might not have enough in the tank to come back from there with how well Optic are playing.
We talked a lot about how we'd love to see a Grand Finals reset here. I think we all got pretty excited about the idea, but Optic Gaming has a very different idea for the evening. Now just 2 games away from closing out your Grand Finals. Here we go, King of the Hill on Streets.
And this man right here, he's my Grand Finals MVP right now. As it stands, TriPPPeY has been absolutely impeccable at times. His decision-making has been on point. The big shots that he's had to hit, he's hit. And just remember, it's TriPPPeY's performance in that Game 5 that sent them to this Grand Finals against this very same FaZe clan roster. FaZe, however, are going to get the Rockets, and Royal 2 is inside of that hill.
There was a Let's Go Optic chant breaking out in the front row. However, Optic find themselves 3 dead, now 2 dead still off of a great round of slays coming in from FaZe as they pick up the first kills. However, no points on the board just yet.
Frosty's hunting for TriPPPeY at the moment, finally locates him. 2 dead here for Optic, but 2 dead here for FaZe clan as well. FaZe spawning close to the hill. And Renegade trying to secure a kill for himself. He manages to do so by so much time for the rest of FaZe now to get out of tram spawns and into a position to contest and support on this hill. Bulldog Stalker in his hands. Renegade is looking dangerous.
Look at how little time is on the board, and it's such a treat. As you said, these teams are playing for pure control. There's not mistakes being made. This is not scrappy Halo here in year 2. You can tell that these players are playing control-based Halo. They want to have the slaying control before they put the points on the board, and that's exactly what FaZe has begun to do off of this last run.
Really nice flank this coming in from Renegade. That's a killing spree for him, 5 without response. Steps inside of that hill for a second, just before he gets the opportunity to fire the Bulldog. His teammates clean that one up. 5-0 at the start of this game for Renegade, a much hotter start.
A much harder start, and I think it's the bounce back that Renegade and the entire FaZe roster needed. This first hill looks great. And if you're just joining us here, you might be wondering exactly how it's 2-1 in favor of Optic Gaming with the way FaZe is opening up game number 4.
I mean, the Shroud screen is coming in Season 3, but looks like Renegade's not going to have a problem with that as he fires through the smokes with the Stalker rifle to pick up yet another kill. APG has got no shields inside of that hill. He has to back out. TriPPPeY will be dealt with as well, and the sandbox is reigning supreme at the moment. And just to add injury to insult as far as that statement is concerned, here's a rocket launcher for Frosty.
Here he goes. He's going to pick up the first one. The first point. He's on the board for FaZe. It's another kill for Frosty. Great use of the rockets. He'll swap that out as well. Here comes the rotate from FaZe.
Perfect from FaZe. Not only do they win the first hill, they also rotate, and they have complete control for the second as well. So even though the King of the Hill stats tell us somewhat of a story, the Grand Finals is very, very different. All of a sudden, the things you've been working on can click, and it needs to right now for FaZe.
That's what you gotta love about these veteran players. Doesn't matter what their records might be coming in here. These are all Championship Sunday champion players. Renegade just behind him. Look at this. He's out of ammo, so he's got to go Bulldog here.
Oh!
Picks up the stick. What? Somehow finds it. And the first double kill as well.
Brilliant again from Renegade. Just patience, trigger, discipline, and then just a little bit of magic. It's pretty much what Renegade is about. He's 9-0. One more kill here,
Does he do it?
and the man's on a frenzy.
This is unheard of here. Let's see if he can pick up number 10.
Lucid. Lucid, frenzy for Renegade!
Unbelievable. Finally, he's taken down. But based off that last play, I swear you could give Renegade a plastic fork on Streets and he would find a way to pick up a few kills as he does the job. No Stalker ammo, 1 sticky, and a Bulldog, and he still gets the frenzy.
APG challenging Frosty. Frosty gets the trade there, so 2 dead again for Optic Gaming. But even off the back of this brilliance from Renegade, it's still a 1-point advantage. And FaZe, with the control they have, haven't really turned it into too much of a progression on this second hill.
That's right, Optic has really answered back here, and I know we're getting excited about what we saw from the side of Renegade. By the way, and fantastic shots from SnakeBite. Royal 2 now just going to try to make something happen on the dumpster, but really all eyes on bottom middle on Rockets.
TriPPPeY sneaks him out though. TriPPPeY just knows. TriPPPeY knows. There's a corner that's going to be held down. SnakeBite manages to just deny that rocket pickup for a few seconds. 3v3 on the map, and it's just both teams laning and prioritizing that weapon right now, but Lucid's on a flank. And Lucid might get 2 here, and that's going to open the map up completely for Optic to maybe think about making a grab on that rocket.
Question is if those rockets are still down bottom middle just outside their spawn. It looked like that was the case, and that really could determine. Here's Formal. We've seen this before. Formal with the rocket on Streets.
Is it going to be the same story, though?
No!
No, it's not. He gets 1. But is the damage enough here for Optic to take advantage of? 2v2 on the map once more. Lucid picks up 1. Renegade's desperately trying to finish it off. In the end, just goes for the brute force way. Frosty in the back of the base versus APG. 1v1 either side of Tram. Nades flying in from all over the place at the moment. But neither player goes down here. The amount of respect you see from these two teams at the moment, it's honestly such a pleasure to watch it.
It really is. You can tell, once again, this roster on FaZe was built to dismantle the Optic Gaming roster, and you can tell that you likely have the best 8 players in the world on the stage here, facing off against one another. Still such a battle for this second hill.
APG still here. APG versus Frosty Part 2. SnakeBite ruins that sequel. Comes in and picks up the kill himself, but FaZe, both players now trapped. Lucid tries to flank, but again, they prioritize that kill most importantly. But look what Optic are doing while they're trapped here. They are scrapping up time. They are taking advantage, and now they're about 2/3 of the way through, maybe even 3/4 of capping this hill.
Looking at FaZe now, as you said, a lot of time to go still as Optic looks to rally back, but Lucid pinching in here. And we'll see if Optic can continue holding, but as we jump back over to the FaZe side, we'll get into a listen-in now with FaZe Clan.
Trash. Nice, man. Yo, Rocks in 5, Rocks in 5. Trash and shit. Okay, they're staring rockets. Where's P1, guys? Up 5v1 it, up 5v1 it, and hill guys B. Yo, on rockets right now.
One hit, formals, one hit and C.
All good.
We're gonna cap this. What's the deal with rockets? They have them?
Yeah, they do. Drive it, rockets!
One hit, circuit. No, dude. Two B, circuit. Yeah, two going driver. Help me, man. Help me.
I got one kill, Rocks are down. Vector on me B. They're down B. Watch out for APD. Watch out for APD.
Just want to see you guys. He's stalker staring at you, John. Staring at you.
I can shoot this guy. He goes back to me.
Yeah. He's weak tires.
His shot is well.
Yeah.
We're still spawning.
Yeah, there's 3 PD sides.
Take your time. We need to trap him in.
Yeah, I'm doing damage. Yeah, so.
Guys, weak. 1-3. 2 weak. 2 dead.
Agent. Don't see anything.
He went Chinese, I think.
Agent, dude.
Yeah, 2 agent.
APG one hit.
Yeah,
2 agent.
Wrap the map so we can contain them, okay?
Okay. That's PJ needs help, guys.
I'm back to me now. Yeah, you just keep
I'm here, PJ. I'm here. I was talking. Yeah. I can maybe kill this guy here. 2 agent, both for half. Yeah, 2-1.
As we jump out, they listen in and back into the commentary booth. One thing that stood out for me there, it sounds a little bit frantic on the side of FaZe. There's a lot of individual plays being made. Nobody really saying, hey, come on, let's do this with me. SnakeBite a little bit quiet in the comms as well. I think he needs to step up as the leader, be the clear voice of what they're trying to do here.
Yeah, it was interesting there. You saw SnakeBite trying to go neons, but before he can even communicate it, Optic sends 2 there. Finally, off of a lot of control from Optic, FaZe will eventually regain control of back PD and back A, and they stop Optic from scoring that 3rd point. We'll see if they can hold this down. Oh, nice shots from the captain.
Might clean up APG here as well. APG taking down to no shields, but Rocket's coming up as well. Optic have control of mid-map. Former's gonna poke, he's gonna prod, and unfortunately, SnakeBite gets taken down there, just didn't have the weapon to play with in order to finish off that kill.
Does all the damage he can, as you said, but needed all the help that he could get. APG picks up another one. That will be a free rocket grab. Gonna try to just wrap the corner, and he does. He stays alive and escapes back A. 2 dead and has a drop shield.
Yeah, really bad news this for FaZe, because Optic are starting to really take control. They should be able to cap this hill. They've still got 2 rockets to work with, and we know how easy it is to transition from this hill to the next one on the Neon Street. So Optic in a great position here. FaZe falling player after player at the moment, and APG hasn't even fired a rocket.
He hasn't, and it's scary because guess what? From the back cafe rotation, he has 2 rockets to clear out the street as well. This should be continued Optic gaming control as long as they play this well, but look at the clock. 3 seconds left.
They say, FaZe, you gotta get in the hill, and I've got a rocket launcher.
I don't think it's over. Not again on Streets now. We can, once again.
Still not over.
It feels like it every time.
Still not over, by the way.
Will be 0. FaZe is still on the hill. Still not over. Something about Optic Gaming on Streets King of the Hill. Don't you dare count their chickens before they're hatched. 0 seconds. FaZe has to stay in, and it's 2 dead for Optic Gaming. Wait.
It's 2 dead for
Not
Optic.
again.
There is no way this is happening. There is no way this is about to happen.
Here he comes. 2 dead still for Optic. Will it be 3 dead? Will it be 3 dead? It's going to be 4 dead!
It's 4 dead!
FaZe does it! They're going to get this hill! Not over yet! At 0 seconds left! I can't believe it! Not again! They're tied 2-2, and that will be overtime. They jump in right away. The clock won't go. Okay, now if anyone steps out of this hill before a 3rd point is scored for either side, then the game will end. Let's see right here.
Death. Next point wins.
2 minutes on the clock. Next point wins. Unbelievable. 3 dead for FaZe Clan. 1v1 between TriPPPeY and Royal 2.
3 dead for Optic. On the other side as well. TriPPPeY gets control of the weapons though. But Optic, what are they got to be thinking right now? We had 2 rockets. We had the game won.
FaZe.
And now the 3 dead, 4 dead.
4 dead again, FaZe does the impossible. How FaZe Clan would this be for them at 0 seconds left to get back to back to back 4 deads to win this one here? They are still in the hill, they are still scoring, and still have the man advantage.
I'm not sure if this is a comedy or a tragedy at this point.
Here they come.
Optic make the play. Frosty's still alive though. Manages to pick up 1 to even the numbers. 2 dead
3
for
dead.
Optic Gaming. 3 dead for Optic Gaming. And inside of the hill, again, is FaZe Clan. TriPPPeY gets eliminated. And again, Optic Gaming are 4 dead.
This is unbelievable, and they forced the tram spawns yet again. FaZe is still in control. They have a minute 19 to get a few more rounds of slays before they jump on the hill, and it's 75% of the way done. However, it's 2 dead for FaZe. Look at the board. These next kills could decide it.
Frosty's trying to stay alive, not going to be able to do so. Had to pressurize the players inside a tramp. Renegade, he goes down as well. FaZe Clan lose 2. Numbers in favor of Optic. They can make plays. They have the space here, and Lucid, he's looking for bodies at the moment. FaZe Clan not showing.
58 seconds left. Optic is not stepping in just yet. And it's a pretty interesting decision. They need these kills first. Lucid gets it on Royal 2 and stays alive. That's big. However, 2 players for FaZe. They're in, and they're still scoring.
Frosty sticks Lucid. 2 players on the tram stairs, and Frosty's making the play here on them. Sneaking behind enemy lines. Do they have any idea? TriPPPeY, he'll be able to survive. Surely, Frosty takes him down though. That's the Stalker down. And Renegade still has the Bulldog.
30 seconds left here. 2 dead for FaZe. Renegade needs to hold down this Neons and stay alive as long as he can. Now 25 seconds left. We'll see if one team tries to step in and tries to win it.
Needs to get a round of kills here. If FaZe get a full round of kills, it's very doable. Formal's locking it down though. Frosty gets the first though. APG's making a play for the Rockets. The Rockets are now down. 2 dead for Optic Gaming. Formal has to win this. He has to thrust away though, and the power weapon's going to Renegade. But unfortunately, all the Rocket connects with is concrete.
4 seconds left here. This could force another overtime. We'll see if anybody jumps in the hill just yet. 2 seconds left. SnakeBite tries to get in. 3 dead. Frosty's your last player alive. 0 seconds on the clock. These 2 teams will
did we
tie.
just see?
In the end, it's unbelievable result. FaZe Clan somehow stays alive on that final hill on Neons. These 2 teams will tie. We will have a reset, and I believe will be the first to 2 off of the next round of overtime between these 2 teams.
You'll forgive me if I take a second just to kind of process what happened.
I think we got to go. Luckily, I think our team in the back has the replay ready to see exactly what happened there. And I think a lot of people in the room thought it might be over. 0 seconds on the clock from the cafe. FaZe jumps in. Take a look at this. 3 dead at the worst time. Formal can't get away. Back A either. Look how much time they needed to close this one out. And slay after slay, round after round. FaZe does it with 0 seconds on the clock.
I mean, talk about playing with your backs against the wall. That is just phenomenal from FaZe, almost perfect from FaZe, but Optic should win that game 99 times out of 100, even more than that. 0 seconds still on the clock. And I tell you what, the good news for Optic is that FaZe didn't win that game right there. That they didn't win that bottom middle hill, because that might have crushed them.
It absolutely might have, and I even say
Certainly would have crushed me.
Optic certainly didn't try to get any extra time at the end. If you might have noticed, it kind of felt like Optic was ready for this game to just end in a tie because they needed to reset their mentals. And you can only imagine what it does to you when FaZe is not only tying the game with 0 seconds left on the clock, but also slaying you in what felt like 4 straight rounds of 3 or 4 dead. And if I'm Optic Gaming, I'm thanking my lucky stars that that one ends in a tie, and you can bet that they were going to make sure that it did. Because like you said, there may be no road back if FaZe Clan won that one in the 2-minute overtime period. Instead, we will head to a reset here. It's a pretty rare occurrence to see an entire King of the Hill played out, then see a 2-minute overtime, and I think this is the first time, certainly for you and I, that we've headed to a double overtime in King of the Hill, and the double overtime rules are the first to 2 will win.
I mean, we've seen some of the craziest occurrences of Halo Infinite on that map, on that mode, and they've always involved Optic.
And always Streets King.
Always Streets King. It's just, you know, the first event they won, you know, the Super online, it was on that map, it was on that mode. The next one, Halo World Championships, again, we thought it was done. Wait a minute, it's not done. And now, once again, Optic probably think, we need to play Streets King of the Hill for 1 second longer, as a rule. Let's just play for 1 second longer than we think we have to.
And as you said, Rockets in the back of Cafe, you think that that one was all done. They thought they had all the control, and look at that little smile there from SnakeBite and Royal 2, the longtime duo. They've got to be feeling very good, and maybe that was the spark that they needed on their side of the stage.
FaZe needs to take advantage of this, though.
Yes.
They really do, even though we're about to restart here. And just a reminder for everyone in the arena and everyone who's sat at home, it's double overtime, so it's the first to 2 hills will win this game. But if FaZe do all of that and then lose this overtime, they're 3-1 down in the series, and that's gonna hurt.
You're absolutely right. FaZe needs to capitalize here and now. They certainly have got under the skin of Optic after that last result, holding on at 0 seconds with
Here we go.
what felt like 12 kills. Now here we go, sudden death overtime, first to 2 to win this map.
Optic won the opening break last time. I wonder if FaZe are going to be able to adapt. The answer is yes, because they're all dying very, very quickly. Lucid, the last alive with the Stalker, just gets out of there. Tries to survive, but he gets dealt with now. The Rockets are in the hands of FaZe, and they are not letting the momentum they picked up out of their hands. Royal 2's challenging TriPPPeY with barely any shields. He wants to put him in the death screen. He does!
Even spike grenades himself for some extra style points, and as you said, FaZe won the opening hill so convincingly in our first round, and they're doing it again here, as they put already 50% of the points on the board.
50% of the way there. Almost 50% of the way to winning this game if they lock down this first hill as well. Frosty's got that Stalker. Renegade's got the Bulldog. Lucid's got the death screen to look at, and Formal's gonna join him! All dead for Optic Gaming, and FaZe Clan are more than likely about to close out this first hill.
Question was, can they ride that same momentum? And they've done exactly that. And they already have the rotate done. Everyone is already at Tram. They already have C-Balk, and they have the Stalker rifle. This could spell disaster for Optic Gaming.
Optic can't get up the map at the moment. SnakeBite's just holding them back with a Sentinel beam. Frosty picks up the first kill as well, and look at Frosty. He's just walking up mid-map at the moment. He doesn't care. He wants to really put the pain onto Optic Gaming, saying, you should have won that. 0 seconds is enough for us to be brilliant. It's enough time for us to make a comeback, and they're 50% away from winning this game now.
That was not just 3 dead, that was 4 dead. TriPPPeY was your first spawner. They're all spawning PD, and they're split right now between Cafe and PD. This might be over right here, right now.
Done.
It's over.
It's
gonna be done.
Maybe it's not over. We've learned, we should know better than that, Andy.
Yes, true,
we should know much, much better than that after what we just seen.
No, this time it's really over.
FaZe Clan win the game with the most miraculous, incredible, and quite frankly ridiculous comeback that we have seen on Streets King of the Hill.
What a start from FaZe in that overtime, and we have to say it was just like they played the first hill as well. The first time we've even seen double overtime on the HCS main stage. It will tie the series in what felt like it was going to be a 3-1 Optic Gaming lead at the last second. I can't even say at the last second. There was 0 seconds left on the clock. FaZe claws back. We're back in the game, and they reset us in double OT to a 2-0 win. And guess what? We are all tied up at 2.
I don't know what Optic is saying to each other right now, honestly.
You saw some shakes of the head on their side of the stage.
Just play the game for a second more. That's all you had to do. But FaZe, I mean, what a comeback. Talk about playing to the whistle.
Yeah.
Talk about playing till the game is done and dusted. And there's a lesson for everyone who's part of the HCS, is that Streets King of the Hill is never over until we see it say one team has won.
It's truly the fact here, the game type that keeps on giving. Also, by the way, Renegade, how about starting off the first game in regulation, 10-0?
Yep.
On the main stage in a grand final against the world champion. We've got to take a look at that. This was the run. And as you can see on your screen, at this point, he was 10-0, gets the stick, has the Bulldog and Thrust to pick up another one as well to get the double kill. This was the 9th. And he even gets the Frenzy. I don't know if anyone's ever gone 10-0 at the opening in a grand final on the main stage.
Yeah, absolutely insane. This moment here, turns around. You'll see Lucid in a few seconds' time, and he's like, oh, is this mine? Is this my kill? Lucid just finally moves in front of him. Luckily, he's not looking the right way. And oh, it was a little bit nervy, but seeing that purple medal on your screen is, I think, one of the most confidence-filling medals you could possibly ask for in a Halo game.
I mean, that is wild, especially if you're on the side of FaZe, right? Imagine you're SnakeBite or you're Frosty, and you look to your left or your right, and you see a Killing Frenzy medal, and you think, we're doing something right here. 10-0 to start that game, and even though it came down to the wire, I have actually some insane stats as well as we take a look across. FaZe outslayed Optic in double overtime 20-3.
What? I'd love to know what they outslayed Optic from 0 seconds to the end of that OT.
It would be an even scarier.
Doesn't matter anymore, the game's done. So we'll look that up afterwards because we've still got a long way to go here. It's a swing game in the series. Who will go ahead? Forget about Streets for now, even though that game will certainly go down in history. It's time for us to head back to live fire. And this one, Optic are pretty good at it.
They certainly are. They have been the kings of live fire really since the beginning of Halo Infinite. However, that has been challenged, that has been tested as time has gone on. As we get ready to go in. As we said, this is gonna be a long night, folks. We hope you're enjoying the gameplay here from the major kickoff here in Charlotte. We certainly are, as we are now into the game. It's going to be map number 5, as you say, the swing game of the series, Live Fire Slayer.
Momentum back on the side of FaZe, without a doubt. And Royal 2 is going to sneak in and pick up that heat wave. Manages to just about escape with it. Overshield going to be popping up as well, and that is going to be the story of this game once more. The Overshield is the influencer. It has changed games here on Live Fire every time we've seen it for both of these teams. Also, a nice little flank from Royal 2 is going to do that. Oh, he gets cut short though by a sniper rifle.
Wow, 1 tap, 2 tap, but Lucid says no to that. Right now it is a 1v2. Frosty versus Lucid in 4-1 for a second. Frosty's going to get the first one, likely traded out by Formal.
How does he get
Frosty
two?
somehow gets a trade. Not easy to do against 2 players like that. Now on board with Renegade.
Optic 3 dead as well. TriPPPeY last alive. Does he get away with that Overshield? That's the real question here. It's still down. So FaZe are going to collect that. It's 6-4 in the favor of FaZe, and Renegade has Ovi. That is a terrifying proposition.
You can tell that Optic knows it. They're running. Tails are tucked behind their leg.
More importantly as well, Renegade not only got the Ovi, he's got the plasma pistol.
Right.
So there's no counter to this for Optic.
He's got all the tools to play with, as you said. No counter. And a 7-6, just a narrow lead here. However, Renegade does a lap around the map.
But there is a
this is
counter.
intentional.
There is a counter. Run away.
That's true, there is a counter. You run away as fast as you can. Optic Gaming has just looped around the map twice to burn out this overshield, and it worked.
Not only that,
Somehow they get the lead.
they're picking up kills as well, and it's Lucid with his sniper rifle. Green Gun doesn't connect. Lucid flies in to pick up another as well. Royal 2 will level things up a little bit with a double kill of his own. But there's Lucid once more. And as crazy as it sounds, so much happened in that few moments since the Overshield got picked up. It's only 10 seconds till the next one comes up.
Unbelievable. Like you said, the counter to that was to continue running away. We just watched Renegade go from overshield to sandbags to bridge, all the way back to C, and Optic Gaming just kept playing Ring Around the Rosie, and they still had the lead, and now they get the next overshield. It is brilliant play calling by Optic Gaming.
Formal 5 and 3 as well as the Overshield to play with 2. And now, how do FaZe play this? Do they have the plasma pistol to try and strip the shield off? Or are they going to get their skates on as well? Big flank coming in right now, but he's going to be met by every member of FaZe, and he just gets absolutely shredded on the cuts.
What did we say? Back and forth there. This time Optic gets the overshield, and FaZe has a great counter play as well. So they're going to look to push it here on scoreboard, but he doesn't know there's a heat wave behind him. And Optic Gaming will now go into the lead 14-11. TriPPPeY holding here on scoreboard, and they have to retreat. Royal 2 can't get away.
Lucid's starting to heat up a little bit here as well. 6-1 for Tommy Wilson. He's got the heat wave as well. Sniper rifle popping back up on the map, and FaZe, they want it. They've got the drop ball as well, and they get it down. That's going to secure them that power weapon to play with. So 1 power weapon apiece now.
As we said earlier, brilliant play calling from Optic Gaming has given them now a 3-kill lead. Needs to try to stay alive at all costs. Now just a 1-kill lead as they find themselves 3 dead. We got to hear how Optic Gaming plays. Let's get into a listening with Optic Gaming.
Green's pushing A plat.
Yeah, they're fighting.
SnakeBite, absolute window. Absolutely window.
Reset, guys. Reset.
Alright,
Sitting bottom of
We gotta find their side.
Big door, I think. In A block.
Can we give up green?
They're A plat.
I spawned fucking dummy door.
Green now in the middle, Joey in the middle, weak, one shot.
I'm running big door, guys. I'm running big door.
Absolutely, he came back. He's absolutely two there, Joey on both sides. No, got here. Both sides,
Nice
guys.
training. Back green, weak, roll 2. Back green, half, roll 2. Back green, half, roll 2.
Very
One's a nest, one's nest 2 on it.
OB.
Where was sniper at? Yeah,
Wait,
we have
rotate
10 seconds
each other.
for it.
They have snipe. They have
Yeah,
snipe.
Sniper's going back to dummy door.
They might hit big door. They might hit big door, guys.
We're gonna have to play through for this. They have a snipe.
Fuck, dude, he's gonna be starting out with snipe. Look at it, look at it. Bait. Clear on that right side.
One shot coming.
Frosty, as a diamond.
Yo,
I got tires on.
Roll two. Let's go.
She's running pillars. Good shit,
Slow
guys.
us down. Nice
Good
shot.
shot. I was putting green guys. Yeah, all green.
Mud already.
You guys are
West for this
pushing
week.
me. You guys are really pushing me.
We're going pillow door. We're going pillow door.
Weak SnakeBite. Back green, weak
Watch this 2 week back green.
Push this. To there.
Raids on it.
Go elbow.
Back green. Lost back green.
Absolute. I got it, guys.
Watch out green. SnakeBite, absolute.
Shot SnakeBite, guys. Shot green and nest.
Careful,
2 of us dead, guys.
Elbow.
Turning weak. Renegade.
Nice.
Out of the listening back into the gameplay. Optic trying to trap FaZe there, but FaZe did a great job to actually fight out of that spawn.
They really did. How about this? Look at this. 2-2 in the series. Tied 24-24 at the halfway point in your game number 5. Like we said, back and forth here it will be. Optic Gaming somehow bouncing back, and you heard the comms from the Optic Gaming side worried about that sniper picking them off during that overshield, but it's Lucid who pushes dummy door with the heat wave and does so well to dodge every grenade to not only keep the game close, but maintain the lead by 1.
We heard from Optic, and as the game is just 1 kill separating the 2 teams, make it 0 kills. It's only right that we hear from FaZe. Let's jump into a listening now with FaZe Clan.
2 pillars.
I'm pushing the gun, bro.
Brad, I'm a platter, okay?
Yeah,
Swan OV,
There's one. Yes, tower. I'm sorry. Hey, bud. Absolutely, nice.
Yeah, there's be back tower. Lots of damage. He waves in 30. Yeah, I see that. He waved in 30.
Come on. Yeah, come right with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a good I did. Let's go.
Nice, good kill.
Absolutely top tower.
Nice, John.
Yeah, he's one.
Nice. OV in 10, guys. OV in 10. We're playing for OV.
I'm hitting key door flank. I'm going tunnel.
I'm going cuts.
Yo, he was literally up.
No, guys, he waved in like 15.
Yeah, listen, I have to anchor tower, okay?
Yeah, I like that.
In a week.
I swear I hear one on me, mud.
Yeah.
They're white wall and 2 and A going small door.
Yeah, they might try to come.
I got Obi.
Two top mid. They're just playing for me.
Live.
Trying to. 2 top mid on snipe.
Guys,
Guys, 2 and A.
Yeah, we can't really hit it.
They're snipe.
Yeah, they have heat wave.
It's making, hit middle with me.
He's sniping white wall going A plat, I think.
Hey, probably 3 submit. We can hit 1 in A.
You back me. Yo, kill these guys back me.
Yeah, I'm pushing back B.
I'm waiting.
Max damage, bro. Did max.
Back me.
Yo, in A.
Lucid on. Lucid at 2. You even A. Lucid.
Should be. I'm gonna push.
Yeah, I have shots.
You C plot. Listen to my calls, bro. Listen. Elbow.
One shot tower.
Alright, hold up.
Keep damage down here. Keep the damage down here.
Back B on map.
Yes.
Well, as FaZe go quiet, it's because Optic all of a sudden have come to life. They have taken the lead in quite some style, Andy.
They absolutely have. Look at Lucid. He's 13-2. Unbelievable run from a player that has often been called the best in the world. To break the tie break there, that was FaZe with the overshield on sandbags and Optic Gaming with perfect baiting and switching to not just neutralize the overshield. And Lucid is not done yet. The man is heating up. And just like that, from 29-29, it is an 8-kill run. Now it's 37-29. Optic Gaming with 8 unanswered kills.
Lucid is taking them apart right now. Oh! Absolutely disgusting. From last season's MVP, and he's making a pretty good claim after just 1 event for the 2nd year.
You heard the frustration on the side of FaZe. You heard,
Oh my God!
No!
Holy shit!
Just in case you forgot about Lucid, he is here to remind you. One of the best to ever do it. It's a 9-kill game.
He pushes on his own top middle. He gets 1, he gets 2. I'm pretty sure at least 2 got traded out, so 2 for 2 on the map. Overshield coming up. FaZe Clan need this. They have to get this. If they have a win condition left in this game, Optic know that. They're trying to trade out. They're trying to push forward. What? TriPPPeY's got the repulsor, but it's 3 dead. There's a flank coming in. How is this series just on a knife edge constantly? The overshield battle keeps going down, and I'm pretty sure it's got into the hands of FaZe.
Yeah, SnakeBite has it. That's the player you want if you're on the side of FaZe. You want this overshield in the hands of SnakeBite, and now somehow, unbelievably, it goes from a 9-kill game to a 5-kill game, and FaZe Clan with a crazy play call to go top mid. They lose the battle, but they still get the overshield.
And here go Optic again. They know where the push is coming in. The question is now, have FaZe read it? 3 players flying towards the scoreboard. Renegade gets 1. TriPPPeY's gonna trade it out. Renegade gets 2 though. 5 kills to go for Optic. And again, the overshield does nothing.
It's in 2v2 trade once again, but however, Optic gets now 46 kill on the board. Is this the same story we've seen in every Slayer between these two? FaZe Clan brings the game back. However, have they left too little time on the clock? It's 46-40. Optic only need 4.
Take ourselves back to the qualifier. With a lead, Optic weren't afraid to turtle up together. But it looks like they're making a game-winning play right now. They only need 1, and SnakeBite's left on his own. That will be it! Optic Gaming go up in the series 3-2. And you cannot take your eyes off this series.
Lucid just went 17-4. More than quadruple positive in a grand final. You heard that right. More than 4x positive from that man on your screen. And we talked a lot about Lucid. Guess what? Lucid not as much talked about as he was in year 1. And he loves that. He's happy to come back on the main stage and remind everyone.
I think he does like it. He's like, look what I'm doing to him. Those snipe shots, bro. Those snipe shots were just, the second one was just, it's special. He is a special, special player. And when someone does something like that to break the game open, to bring it back for your squad, on FaZe, it's just nothing you can do against it.
Optic Gaming is on a different level as the green wall has the Let's Go Optic chant ringing through the arena. We'll take a look at some highlights. But Optic is play calling on a different tier. They are making sure to waste that overshield. They are just isolating, baiting and switching. Perfect timing, and just absolutely tearing FaZe apart, even when FaZe has the advantage.
2 overshields that went to waste. I think that's a big thing to remind ourselves of as well. But, I mean, one of my favorite ever sports commentators, Richie Benno, used to say, if something is so good that you can't do it justice with words, just don't say anything. That's how I felt with that Lucid sniper spree. That was just disgusting. I got CTF next, Andy. More snipers?
More snipers, how about 2 of them? You're gonna see some of the best snipers to ever play professionally on the main stage up against one another now. Optic Gaming is 1 game away from closing out the title here at the HCS Major. However, on the other side of the stage, it's FaZe that needs to bounce back, dig deep, and win these next 2 in order to reset the series.
The 3P is on the horizon for the green wall. But they know this is not going to be an easy road. They know that they're going to have to play their hearts out and do something special once more to secure this championship here at the first event of the year. Here's your CTF stats between the 2 teams. FaZe Clan 5-1, Optic 4-1, just a 1 loss on either side. And to be honest, there's nothing between them.
Both at 2.2 captures per game. Absolutely tied, as we said, these 2 teams so neck and neck, but right now Optic Gaming has that edge. The 3-2 win there will give them the series lead. As we get into map number 6, Argyle CTF, a chance for Optic to take the throne, or a chance for FaZe to send us to a Game 7.
Well, it could be the last game here in Charlotte, and it could be the final game where Optic can close things out and call themselves the champions once again. It's just around the corner, but you said it, didn't you? You had to say Game 7. You had to just throw it in at the end. A man of much experience. Only a man of experience would say such a thing.
I think we could see a Game 7 here, but if there's anything that the green wall and the Optic Gaming side of the stage want to do, it's avoid that Game 7. We've seen these teams already play this game type back and forth between the 2 on Argyle CTF, and as we said, both at an even 2.2 average captures per game. It could not be tighter between these 2, but what's been the difference maker? It's been power weapon control throughout the entire series. In that last game, 7 power weapon kills with the snipe to only 2 on the side of FaZe. Optic Gaming once again wins the game by 7. It is the literal difference maker.
Bit of a different pace in this one. It's going to be a little bit slower, I think. A little bit more of a kind of control-based game types where teams are just constantly fighting for that 50-yard line.
Right.
Get the snipers up. If you can get a sniper up to that 50-yard line, then you're in business. Then there's a chance to push into the base and get that flag pulled. But this is an interesting one as well. When we were watching the qualifiers and we were kind of doing a little bit of prep for this event, FaZe came out of the gate so hot. So hot. It was 2-0 up in like a matter of minutes. and then they just destroyed Optic for like multiple minute after minute after minute. Game ended 2-2.
Yes.
So Optic's so efficient when they get that flag moving that you cannot count either team out at any point.
You can, and honestly, this is a fantastic game 6 for the series, specifically because, as you say, you cannot make a mistake. If you lose a battle at mid-map, or if you lose a battle in the back of your base, that could be the difference maker in a flag. And as we said, on Argyle CTF, the flags are so valuable. Many of these games end 1-0 or 2-1. That could be all we need to see on the board for Optic to be the winner here in Charlotte, or for FaZe to send us to a series-deciding game number 7, map number 6, coming up right now.
A massive moment here in Charlotte. Could be the last game we see. Capture the flag is the name of the game. Capture 5 flags. I'll be surprised with how close these two teams are. I think you'd take a 1 flag win. Maybe we'll see overtime once more. Maybe we'll see another thing we couldn't imagine seeing. We'll have to find out now in what could be our final game.
And one thing I'm absolutely looking out for that has also been a difference maker is the grapple control from the side of Optic Gaming. Think about how well they utilized the grapple in Oddball Recharge. It was so key to their setups, to evading battles, to their ball control. Look for the grapple to be a huge factor here for them in Argyle CTF as well.
And who gets the camo off the rip? It's going to be SnakeBite. Optic Gaming 2 dead. Ooh. Formal has no idea, but just about manages to get away with his life. Waits just a second to try and bait that in. SnakeBite's just gathering information at the moment. Optic know where he is. He's got a little bit of support, and now you're going to see the push coming in. Optic using all their nades defensively here. Means they're going to be trapped in the back of that base. A flank comes in as well, and there's a trade onto SnakeBite. Had a repulse there. I wonder if he knew.
Look at the mind games there, right? Formal stays alive, and he expects SnakeBite to push it. SnakeBite knows he's expecting it, so he doesn't push right away. On the other side, Optic nades, pre-nades it. Somehow SnakeBite stays alive, and in the end, the flank is what takes down the camo player. 2 dead for FaZe for the moment.
TriPPPeY's been such a hard kill this entire event. Every time I see him on the screen, it's like, TriPPPeY's about to die, and he just lasts 5-6 seconds longer than you would expect him to. But early on in this game, I have to say it's been FaZe who have been the early aggressors, but it is that mid-map control that's still been scrapped for now as we start to really get into this game, and a couple of deaths have been exchanged between the teams. Formal down on the coils, trying to do a little bit of work with that sniper rifle, but Renegade says, I see you have a sniper rifle, and I kind of want to go with it myself.
Yeah, FaZe has been the aggressors. Optic Gaming, though, answering the challenge right now, only being outslayed by 1 kill. And in the slaying department, FaZe slowly taking the lead here at 8-6.
All that work for Renegade to find the sniper, and it's only got 1 bullet in it, unfortunately for him. Picks up the kill, though, on APG. 3v3 on the map at the moment. Sniper's coming up in about 10 seconds. And he can't use that 1 bullet effectively. Now he turns his attention to the camouflage. If he can jump up top middle here and secure this, as well as this kill, that'll be 2 in a row now. And we talked about power-ups, how valuable they've been to swinging games. That's 2 in a row now for FaZe.
We've also seen how much, by the way, killing spree once again for Renegade. He's 7-1. What a start for him. We've seen how well FaZe prioritizes the top mid camo in their earlier matches on the main stage. A lot of times that came down to Renegade snipes. This time it's down to the teamwork. Renegade with repulse and camo in the Optic base.
And look at the movement as well. Oh, he gets a bit of a surprise. The repulse isn't good enough and it will be eliminated. And Optic will take that every single day of the week. If you can delete that camo player without taking too much damage, then you're in a pretty good position. But off the back of Renegade falling, the rest of FaZe kind of done a pretty good job of just putting Optic on the back foot once more, picking up a few kills to trap them in the back of that base.
APG was your last player alive there. He gets the damage, and Lucid capitalizes by flying out of the bottom of the base and immediately gets the kill. That's the types of plays that you need from your last player alive, and it's great communication and coordination from the Optic Gaming side to capitalize on little moments and little routes like that. After 3 minutes of play, we are unsurprisingly still scoreless.
Look at this from Lucid, by the way. Shoulder peeking, having a little wiggle, moving that booty and making it look pretty good as well as he manages to take down Frosty and pick up the sniper rifle for Optic. Now they're looking to turn their attention towards SnakeBite and Royal 2, who are on the other side of the map.
This is scary. This is all the ingredients, right? Lucid now in the vent. He has to drop down due to some pretty good pre-nades, but they're still picking up the kills. Lucid's going to rotate snipe back.
Just trying to hold down some angles at the moment is, again, just a perfect indication of respect between the two teams. They know a mistake will cost them. 2v2 split across the map. Lucid looking to fire some shots, get some footstep audio above him, so he knows there's a player in the vicinity. As SnakeBite moves the Optic flag, FaZe might think about getting this moving, but A little bit of a trade coming in. FaZe have managed to force this one past the 50-yard line, but what's happening on the other side of the map inside of the FaZe base? That's the question. Frosty picks up the kill on APG. That was the most important one. TriPPPeY slows things down, but it looks like FaZe might be in a position here
Grapple.
to cap the first flag.
Here's the grapple. He should get this very comfortably. He gets the flag right away. Going to put it on the stand. Maybe bait just a bit. Yes, he baits the snipe from Lucid. Then he goes and he'll get the
Brilliant.
cap.
Absolutely brilliant.
FaZe is your first team on the board, and what did we say? We knew that grapple was going to be key to the runs, and not only was it key to the final grab, but you might have heard it, SnakeBite also grappled all the way through shotgun to get the flag to the mid-map as well. It was used a second time. That's 3 separate grapples that led to FaZe Clan capping.
2v2 on the map for now, but we mentioned, and we were talking about when we were discussing like theory crafting, I like to call it, about how teams are going to approach these maps, what they're going to do. The grapple, I think we've only scratched the surface of what it can, how it can impact this map at the moment, some of the runs that are going to become available, and FaZe putting it on display there. Without that grapple, that flag cap doesn't happen. Renegade goes back to deal with Formal, knows there's a player inside of his base, knows there's now 2 players inside the base. APG thinking about challenging, Formal takes damage. Frosty's there to help, but APG's still alive and still such a nuisance.
2 dead for both sides here. Let's see what APG can do. Just a quick touch there. Needs to win this battle. Not going to be easy against SnakeBite, who wisely just stays in the court to shut down that run. APG was your only runner candidate, and he's taken down.
Repulsor might be used here by SnakeBite as well. Doesn't connect though. Again, just the shoulder peeking so good from Optic Gaming, and that's something that's been a real feature of their play. They don't want to give information, and if they do, they're going to make you work for it. Work around your shots so that they can hit theirs.
Halfway through the game now, just about the 6-minute mark. FaZe Clan outslaying 30-26, but much more importantly, the flag is on the board. Renegade is 13-6, by the way.
6 minutes left. Now, we saw a little bit earlier when FaZe went into a lead. They were more than happy just to win 1-0. They were more than happy just to take their time, hold that map and make you make a play, backing themselves to hold the map in an effective enough way that you wouldn't be able to really progress and do any kind of damage. I'm interested to see if they're going to continue with that theory or if they're going to try and mix things up a little bit.
How does he stay alive here? Renegade stays alive. He gets his shields back as well. This is wild. He's 15-6, more than double the kills of 3 players on Optic Gaming. 16-6 now. Unbelievable plays, peeking and shooting and jumping up to the grapple. He stays alive in the back of the base.
Still alive, by the way. Gets bodied, still alive. Creates such carnage inside of the Optic base. All the rest of the team fly in. There's one player to deal with, is TriPPPeY, and now Renegade starts running the flag. Again, Renegade making the difference here for FaZe.
Oh my God, 16-6, and he's running the objective as well. If he crosses this line, it's trouble. He's going to choose the screens route, and now likely cross this as well. There's not going to be the guns on the Optic side. Renegade crosses it with minimal damage. He's going home.
2 dead here for Optic. Just got to finish this one off. APG picks up 2, but it's 2 flags on the board here for FaZe Clan. The sniper is up as well. And with 5 minutes left in this game, Optic have to go, and they have to go now.
And what a massive flag that is. You might think Optic Gaming can easily get back in this one if it's 1-0, but that second flag with less than 5 minutes left is an absolutely huge piece of the scoreboard here. A 2 flag cushion for FaZe Clan with 4:35 left in the game.
Renegade with a sniper as well. That stop form was pushed for about 4 or 5 seconds as well while they wait for 3 shields. It's going to be even longer now as Frosty flies in. Oh, goodness me. How on earth can you react that quickly?
Oh boy, he's doing it again.
Renegade becoming Renegade, taking God form right now, and Optic have no answer. Finally, they get the sniper out of his hands as Optic look to overextend on the engine side, and they have to, Andy. 4 minutes left, they have to try and get this flag pulled. But SnakeBite, the wily old campaigner, he's causing the objective dilemma for them.
Ooh, look at this play though. Nice job from Formal to deny that sniper grab. Flag is still down though. As you said, SnakeBite has that run started. 2 dead here. Wait a minute. FaZe needs to be careful they don't overextend.
SnakeBite's still alive. SnakeBite's going to be last alive though. He gets taken down. Flag going to be sent home. TriPPPeY can get a touch on this as well. And manages to do so, needs to toss this off to a teammate. Maybe he's got the cover himself, he's just gonna force this through. Oh. And now Optic have the run going.
What a heads up play from TriPPPeY there. They had no grapple, they had to do it the hard way. TriPPPeY stays alive, gets his shields back at the perfect time. They need the kills though. This flag is not guaranteed just yet. 2 dead.
2 dead for Optic. Are they gonna be able to lane effectively enough for him to run this one home? Waits just a few seconds. Royal 2, he does damage. 2 players in the back of the Optic base at the moment trying to force this one home.
This one will go.
It's gonna go in. No, Frosty says no! He stops it on the goal line.
And the toss!
And SnakeBite gets the toss as well! What is happening?
Frosty with the goal line stand. That's wild. Let's see if SnakeBite can get this re here. Flag is going to be a little bit confusing in the back of the base. He tosses now to the flag stand. 2 dead for FaZe.
Might be enough though. Might just be enough for the flag to be returned here for Optic, especially with that snipe from Lucid. It's a 1 flag game now between these two. Optic pull it back.
And what do we say? History repeating itself. In the late game, Optic Gaming putting the first flag on the board. Now they've got 2:37 to get a game-tying flag on. They need to go, and they need to go now.
And they're certainly starting to go. Formal's hitting some shots. Lucid's hitting some shots. There's another one of them. And that's another player in the death screen now for FaZe. 2 dead at the moment. Lucid wraps back to pick up a little bit of equipment to work with. Camouflage going to be coming up as well. 15 seconds until we see that pop.
TriPPPeY needs to stay alive. He gets a kill. That's 2 kills, 2 dead for FaZe. They have all the ingredients here.
They're trapped. They're absolutely trapped in the back of the base.
Ooh, does he get the flag?
He catches it! He catches it!
From the mid-map. It's a huge grapple from Lucid.
Are you kidding me, Lucid? Are you kidding me? Now he goes into the vent. Now he sees Frosty in front of him.
Needs TriPPPeY, should have stayed alive there. Frosty! No, it's a complete breakdown. It's a complete breakdown from Optic Gaming.
I don't know what... FaZe are running the flag. That's all I can say.
Optic Gaming has to push here. I cannot believe what we've just witnessed there. It's a complete breakdown from Optic Gaming. Here's the FaZe flag. It's on the flag stand. They're waiting.
Nothing but pain here for Optic, but Lucid's there. He's got a repulsor. And at the last second, no, he does get the re. And now they're running it again. 1 minute left on the clock.
This is unbelievable. TriPPPeY now trying to run this flag back and forth. Both players on the elbow spawning. He needs to go. He needs to get this flag to mid-map.
What on earth are you doing here, TriPPPeY? TriPPPeY's doing it all himself. He gets the flagpole. He picks up 1 kill, but Renegade is good enough to make sure he locates the most important kill on the map, and that was TriPPPeY. Flag is going to be returned here for FaZe. Big stick from Renegade as well to take down the sniper player on the side of Optic Gaming. FaZe 2 dead, but time is against Optic right now. 38 seconds for FaZe to hold on and for FaZe to send us to a Game 7.
What a Game 6 this has been. What looked like a guaranteed cap is stopped at the last second by FaZe Clan. 24 seconds left on the clock.
Trades are good enough, but he doesn't get it. SnakeBite's there to pick up the pieces, though. 15 seconds. SnakeBite takes down TriPPPeY. That's going to stop all the momentum now. 3 dead for Optic Gaming. FaZe Clan might have just about done enough here. As a killing spree is going to be picked up. The time is going to expire. And don't get comfortable, everyone, because we're going to a game number 7.
What did we say? What did we say?
It's all your fault.
It's all Hey, I will gladly take the blame for this one.
I'm on board with it.
We're going to a Game 7 here. FaZe with an unbelievable Game 6, but not just that. Lucid grapples the flag mid-map. He has the help with TriPPPeY, and Frosty gets a 1v2 double kill from the height disadvantage to stop.
Triple kill.
A triple, you're right. A triple kill from the shotgun to stop what would have been a game-tying run and potentially a tournament-securing run in Game 6 to send us to a game number 7. And take a look at the series layout so far. This is a thing of beauty.
It's the best Halo I've ever watched.
It is.
It's the best Halo I've ever watched. If you're here right now and you're watching these games, by the way, you need to remember this, because this kind of series does not happen very often. This is truly one of the great series. And the greatest thing about it is if FaZe win the next game, we get to do it all again.
And what's incredible is there is a tangible and visible difference from year 1 of competitive Halo Infinite. You take a look at the fans here supporting both FaZe Clan and the Green Wall. Packed house here in Charlotte.
Thirsty work.
And as I was saying, just a tangible, visible difference here in the Halo that's being played. You can tell that these teams have worked on each and every one of these game types. Like I said, the grapple being a huge piece of that gameplay, and it's all about FaZe Clan. Oh, of course, here we go.
There's no point in showing these stats anymore. It's just
everyone's tied.
Just put something up in Microsoft Pay that just says they're the same. They're the same.
And they will exchange games all the way through. This is absolutely unbelievable. These two teams are both 7-3 in Slayers overall in the tournament, but let's not forget, in the past few, Optic Gaming has won the last few. We'll take a look at the Lucid grapple on that play. So TriPPPeY dies here, and look at the immediate grapple from Lucid. Here's the play. Look at this, there's 2 dead. It's not an easy situation. Lucid's gonna go ahead and trap the corner, and the help comes as he grapples up to the vent.
I mean, the crazy thing is here, I expect him to kill, I expect him to no-scope Frosty.
Right.
That's how good he is. They don't get the kill. Frosty somehow, some way manages to get behind TriPPPeY, and after securing that double kill and a triple kill, gets the return. FaZe get the win, but if that one play was not synonymous with this series, 0 seconds, King of the Hill. 0 shields, triple kill to win the game. Lucid hitting some of the most insane shots I've ever seen on that live fire Slayer, and the great news is, everybody, we got another game of Halo in front of us. I need you to stand up right now, Charlotte, and make a little bit of noise, because this is a special feeling series right now. Optic can still close it out, but FaZe have a chance to reset the bracket.
One of the most unforgettable grand finals undoubtedly in HCS play is happening before your eyes, and we are all lucky to witness history. Renegade versus Lucid,
They're the same.
this series. Renegade at a 1.9, Lucid at a 1.2, everything to play for. Here we are into game number 7.
Here we go, game 7 time here in Charlotte, North Carolina. FaZe versus Optic. And Optic get the better of FaZe off of this break. 2-1 the difference. And it looks like Formal might have just about got away with the rockets. Wastes 1, but still alive here. But wasting 1 is absolutely fine if you don't get them in your hands.
This has been an unbelievable series. 2-2 off the opening here. Optic Gaming, as a reminder, a chance to take Charlotte with this game. However, FaZe Clan, if they win, ooh, nice little rocket there, will connect with Formal. If FaZe Clan wins, we're going to a second best of 7. Optic Gaming, they want to end it here, and they want to end it now.
Look at this push coming in from Frosty as well. He's full of all kinds of confidence at the moment. He's trying to chase down Lucid, but maybe just took the bait a little bit more than he had to. FaZe Clan, I think they've just got to be a bit more patient in certain situations. The adrenaline is flowing. This is what we saw a little bit earlier on, the follow-up game. They tried to play a little bit too aggressive. They almost played into the hands of Optic Gaming. It's about recognizing the pace of the game quicker than your opponent right now.
Look at these teams slowing down, just like we saw in Recharge Slayer. You're going to see uncharacteristically slow Slayer from these two teams, just because, as we said, any opening, any gap could be the difference maker in the series, and both of these teams know it. Making sure that when they make a play call, that it is the right call, that they have the advantage and the ability to push to establish a lead, tied 4-4 after a minute and a half of play.
Lucid's going to get a pick onto Frosty, though, just to give Optic a slender, the most slender of leads in this game. SnakeBite now deciding to make a play alongside Royal 2. They're trying to catch Formal off guard here. Maybe SnakeBite just gave things away a little bit there with that commando.
Hoping that he might come back towards Balk. Instead, he doesn't. They all rotate back. Kills being exchanged, though, and FaZe thought they might be able to get the advantage there. They don't. In the end, Optic Gaming is going to rotate through Neons back to A and PD.
All about the rockets, though. Renegade gets a pick, though. That's really, really big. That damage being done by SnakeBite as well means that Frosty can move in and pick up the rocket, so that's 1-for-1 on rocket pickups in this game so far between the two teams. Formal gets 1, TriPPPeY gets taken down. As the kills get traded. Even though Optic did not get that rocket launcher, they keep a slender 1-kill lead.
Frosty does well, though. He was actually burning that rocket, I believe, and instead he also gets the splash damage on Lucid, which gets cleaned up. So that keeps the game now within 1 kill, make it a tie game at 9.
SnakeBite trying to creep up. See if he can get a couple of toes into the cafe to get a few angles, maybe bait out a little bit of the map for someone else to make a push. Renegade again gets the entry frag. This is what he's known for. This is what he's so good at. APG has no shields, but SnakeBite has no grenades. Frustration for him. He doesn't have any nades, but he certainly has a bulldog. And now FaZe off the back of that push have Optic 2 dead. They have a 3, make it 4, make it 3. Kill lead.
13-10 here, as you said, 3 dead. And FaZe starting to heat up and gets the first sizable lead of the game. Let's get into a listen-in with FaZe Clan.
Drop shield. Right, John.
They're not doing anything.
B-steps APG, B-steps APG.
Yo, I have soccer. I'm just gonna play it in
Yeah, look, we have all weapons. Listen, we play to not die here. We just fucking.
Yeah, bottom middle.
John, we're staying P. We're not leaving each other.
Also, listen. Yeah, shoot spikes, and they like to go mid a lot. They like to go mid a lot.
You're gonna be an arcade.
Yeah. No solo weapons.
Where do you guys want me? You want me to just say
Yeah,
heaven?
just keep watching heaven. Actually, you should go PD to watch B.
Yeah, one driver.
Because they can go cuts.
Yeah, I got CTF. They're gonna try to like
I
my play.
kind of want to make a B play.
Yeah, I'm.
Listen,
average right now. Not before.
Pushing.
Yeah.
Hey, two cafe. Yeah, I got shots in both.
Yo, B,
B. Two cafe. Hey, Jen.
Rockets in 10, guys. Rockets in 10.
They're gonna be in PD, guys. In PD.
Teammate, kill teammate.
Two back there.
I'm coming right up. I'm coming in a sec. BJ, play for Rockets. Where are they? PD.
Alright, all good.
PD going PD court.
Rockets up now. Rockets up now.
They're Rockets. Yeah, they have them.
They have him 3.
He's Agent. 3. No, are we on an 8?
One. He's
One Agent.
Two time,
I got Agent! Tires weak! Yo, push this! Yeah.
Rocket,
Tires weak. Back tower. ABG, tower. BJ, nice. Tower, ABG, half. I got rocket. Where? Half, somewhere. Zed.
Pick go P1 to mid.
Yo, I'm pushing this shit. I'm running down mid right now. Follow me up, Jared. Follow me the fuck up.
No, I have every.
Half cuts going P1 right now. P1 weak.
I needed it.
He's still P1.
Someone P1, guys. Yo, one shot for C.
We're not getting guys.
Chris,
Stalker's on re. Yep, I got you.
Trippy at PD.
I'm pushing him.
I have shot him.
Yo, PD and pushing guys tower from cafe.
One fires.
They're AP back there. Nice.
Tires. Back there. One in PD. Yo, that's you on your PD.
He's Agent.
I'm already push a B. Just don't let him push. Don't let him push right here.
Alright, Stalker's in like 30, guys. Stalker's in like
Just
30.
keep aimbotting that. Let's go.
Yeah.
I want to make sure we have the soccer.
Yo,
They're naming out
Stalker,
C.
I'm here.
Yeah, nothing P1. Nothing
No, you wanna-
P1.
We should play for Stalker here, guys. It's in like 20-ish.
I'm gonna need it. Listen.
Still one kill between the two teams. We've heard from FaZe. Let's jump into an Optic Gaming listening.
I have spikes. I can We're not pushing it.
Wait, Brad, I need you to come to me with spikes.
Alright, I'll come to you. On commando, trash. Watch out, John.
No, back up.
There's gonna be more.
Real absolute.
He might have to go cuts. Real might have to go cuts.
Here.
Commando half. SnakeBite.
Cuts, still one shot. One shot here.
Yeah,
You have a nade. You have a nade. Still hiding.
No, commando.
Trash. Commando right now.
We're gonna play for Matt.
Renegade, they're trying to push you. Trash.
Rail. Joey, one shot.
One shot, Commando. Nice. Real one.
Pushing this.
To the right, Joy. Rocks in 10.
I'm watching you, Joey.
Rockets in 10, guys. Rockets in 10.
One shot red, Brad.
Over Red Alley.
I missed one shot.
We never kill Market. He's
Real
still
weak.
somewhere.
What do you have?
Rockets coming now, guys. Rockets.
One shot rail, guys. One shot Joey.
I can't kill him. One rock. She health.
They have Rockets.
Going cuts with rockets. Right away. Need a bad. He's pushing.
Absolute. One shot cuts. Stalker thrust there. Grab it.
Look at Brad.
You're gonna run that.
Cut to me, real.
I swear.
Absolute cuts, guys. He's trying bottom cuts. We can't kill that guy.
Purple spikes. He's purple spikes.
I am out market. Still one, John. One top out, quick.
Two guys on me, bulldog. They're a bunch of.
Look.
They're gonna come bulldog probably.
They haven't pushed it.
Okay.
I'm shooting there.
Joey.
Backing up.
These guys are split. One guy. He's one shot commando.
Watch driver for me, Joey.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm hiding. Nothing, Tommy.
I'm getting this
Okay,
board.
they
Hang on, I'm not getting up to the nest. Hang on.
Yo, make sure we get the shield too.
Cuts on me.
Yeah. No one's in market, right?
They've had two guys purple a lot. Just careful.
Might be red room, but he's got cuts. One's Balk. I think one is just sitting cuts. One's not Balk right now.
We should play for these guys to push off me, if anything.
To push off you.
Cuts.
I go driver too. I'm looking driver.
Yo, somebody said heaven.
They're just gonna wait for spikes. Tom, be careful. They're just gonna wait for spikes until you cut.
Yeah, give it to us.
I'm side right now, left side.
Spikes are up. I'm watching spikes.
Okay.
You got him. Top 5
Back up. You better get spikes.
Two guys. They might. Okay, they're gonna play up these spikes.
Cuts weak.
They're gonna play up these spikes.
They're going commando, I think, with spikes.
Michael cuts the mid.
I think we should make a dude. We might want to make a move. They have spikes.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I can start.
Cuts up weak as fuck. Cuts
I'm walking this guy.
Arcade weak.
Still cuts at the back up.
Yeah, you're good.
Sitting
Yo, cuts. ATM. One shot ATM.
Watch PD.
Careful, two of us. They're gonna push this.
Yo, laundry.
I'm pushing you guys. We spawn top.
Frosty. Watch out, laundry. Watch out, tires. Absolute Frosty. Going blue square. And what two there, Joey? I'm seeing you guys on it.
They're pushing really hard.
Pushing that. Push PD.
One shot PD.
Absolute.
Green gen.
Cafe.
One shot. Hold up. We
Got a melee.
Guys.
We can push
Rockets coming, guys. 5 seconds.
These are our rockets.
They have a stalker.
You can hear the intensity and the communication from both sides of it, but the one thing that just stood out to me is the counter-stratting that's going on right now. The mental games. You heard it from Optic, the calls from Lucid. Let them see me. Let them get spikes. Then we rotate away. I'm going to make him use the spikes so that I don't die. It's the win condition. It's just brilliant to see these two teams going back and forth.
Speaking of brilliant, look at Formal also exchanging the favor there with the nades off of the TV screens. TriPPPeY gets damage, but not a kill here. And still, unbelievably, a one-kill game between these two. Truly an unforgettable grand final with one of the most evenly matched teams we've ever seen at an HCS major here. 29-28 in favor of FaZe. One rocket left for TriPPPeY.
One rocket left. Is it going to be a kill, or is it just going to be damage they can push off of? TriPPPeY's going to rotate here. Can't make too much noise. As soon as you slide, that audio cue is going to give information away to FaZe. Formal thinking about making a play here. Kind of a little bit isolated. TriPPPeY recognizes it and decides to wrap straight back to him. SnakeBite's going to spy out the rocket player, trying to bait it out, but TriPPPeY wise to it. Trigger discipline, needs to make sure he secures a kill with this rock.
Both of those players there, as you say, trying to bait out the rocket. Does not fall for it. Might go bottom mid here. Has an opportunity to fly right into HN if he wants.
Renegade flies past. Renegade tries to make a play. TriPPPeY is wise to it. He watches it fly by. APG gets another, and it's a kill exchanged heavily in the favor of Optic Gaming, and they go into a one-kill lead now.
30-29, and as we said, every single kill in this series, in this game, is going to be a huge difference maker here. Kills coming in once again, 2 dead for FaZe.
Renegade trying to escape, Formal trying to escape as well. TriPPPeY trying to rotate to help his teammate out to keep him alive. Formal having a hell of a game, by the way. He's 12-8 at the moment. As Renegade trades out kills, 33-32. The drop wall in PD has been synonymous with a couple of big plays so far in this tournament, but it's all about this rocket launcher right now. We crossed the 30 kill threshold. If you watch Halo for quite some time, you'll know that's when a Slayer really starts.
Will these rockets be any sort of difference maker is the question, or will they once again just be a 2-kill swing that get answered back by the opponent? Renegade with a nice angle on P1 to shut down the rocket player. There's going to be 1 rocket left, 3 dead for FaZe Can. That means that Formal is going to have a rocket left and a 2-kill lead.
Doesn't get the kill though. Does not get the kill. Trying to find Frosty. Frosty's going to re-challenge here. Tried to use that thrust to get away. As Optic have a 2-kill advantage, but is still just completely and utterly on a knife edge. This series has been nothing short of Halo poetry.
And as a reminder here, if Optic wins this, they win the title here in Charlotte. However, FaZe Clan looking to reset the grand finals to another best of 7. 3-kill lead. Now look at the remote detonation from Formal. Gets a reaction from the crowd. Make it 39-37. 1 minute left, by the way. This game will not go to 50. Keep an eye on that game timer in the bottom center of your screen.
Difficulty here for FaZe is that Optic and Lucid held Tram just for enough time to get this Stalker Rifle. The Stalker Rifle holds teams back. It makes pushes so difficult as the Optic fans start to raise their voices in the crowd here.
It's also Lucid with that Stalker Rifle. This guy tends not to miss, as you saw, 17-4 in that last game, and now 38 seconds left. They still have the 2-kill lead. Keep in mind, the pressure needs to come from FaZe Clan. They have 30 seconds left, and they need to go ahead and push.
25 seconds, APG gets another onto Renegade.
Huge.
It's only a single kill, but it could be a tournament-winning one. Frosty finds a kill as well, and all of a sudden, FaZe Clan are forced to push SnakeBite Royal 2! Somehow stay alive, APG gives him a 2-kill advantage once more. TriPPPeY gets another, and Optic are closing in on a tournament victory, but Renegade comes in with 2 as well!
42-41, 3, 2, 1.
Optic are your champions! 1 kill! Game 7! And when one of the greatest series of all time comes to an end, it's a 3-peat for Optic Gaming. They are your champions.
Down to the last kill and the last second of gameplay. Optic Gaming cross over the stage as victors. And as you said, the 3-peat champions here, the world champions, defend their throne in an unbelievable best of 7 that goes the distance, and now Optic Gaming approach the trophy.
Everybody who's here, you'll witness something special. But Optic Gaming are your Charlotte major champions.
Remarkable. It was one kill that separated the grand final and the qualifier for Charlotte, and it's the same exact thing here at the LAN. Optic Gaming wins Game 7, 47-46, a one-kill victory in the end. Unbelievable. Smiles on the face of Formal, and how different it could have been in the final seconds of that game, but it is written. Optic Gaming with the 3-peat.
Wow, what a series. It was just an absolute pleasure to be a part of it. It was just
Truly
incredible high-level Halo, the likes of which we haven't seen for such a long time. We've had some great series, we've had some brilliant series, but nothing, in my opinion, stands up to the level that we just saw between those two teams. But when it is all said and done, when the final bullet was fired, it's Optic Gaming who complete the 3-peat.